to believe in God? Like, what evidence do you need to believe in God?
Ooh.
Something. Okay, I don't know what exactly I would need in order to believe in God. All I know is that there, right now, as we currently stand, there is no real evidence that I could see that proves God exists. Because it's kind of hard for me to answer that question because, every answer that I could give could be real. So I guess the real thing is just like, if you believe in God, I think the onus is on you to prove to me that God exists, as opposed to me being like, this is what I need in order for God to exist.
And Clanco, what would it take for you to not believe in God?
Nothing. Impossible.
So there's no evidence that could prove you or make it so you change your mind.
Yes, the evidence doesn't exist.
It's because God doesn't exist.
Evidence doesn't exist.
Wow, you know what's fascinating?
I'm live on
King,
YouTube.
You don't know which evidence you want. So how can we give you evidence if you don't know which evidence you want? Does that make sense?
Well, generally,
It's
I
simple.
would.
I'll start with the question.
Well, okay. So
I'm asking King.
generally, you would want something. I mean, you would want something demonstrable, something that like you could demonstrate, something like that we could see, I could hear. I could use my senses to,
Okay.
You would need some way to prove to me that. I'm not sure how that evidence would take form. I would just need something, as opposed to nothing.
Okay,
yeah, but you understand there's things that exist that you can't touch, see, or feel.
Like
So
what?
that wouldn't make any sense. Dreams.
Well,
you believe dreams exist?
You can feel dreams.
You can.
Can you see them?
You could. Well, technically, yeah, because it's in your head.
Can I see the dream? Can I see your dreams?
You can't see my dream because
can't
you're
see
not in
my
my
dream.
head.
So how do I know it exists?
You don't.
Yeah, but you can't prove that you.
Exactly.
Those are like presuppositional statements. Those are like a harder philosophical thing.
Yeah. So
that you can't get into.
Yeah, because you
Exactly.
can't really prove a dream inside somebody else's head. You could tell somebody you had a dream, and I could believe you, but we don't all have these.
Yeah.
We all come together and collectively understand that we all have this experience.
Yeah, so it's proven,
okay.
right?
Sorry,
so it's
sorry,
proven.
Yeah, 1 second. Can
But
you guys
we can't-
Fakaj wants to...
But what you can't prove.
Is it proven that we have dreams?
Well, yeah, it is proven that we have dreams. Well, because we all experience dreams. But like, if you were to tell me I dreamed about this, I can't prove what you dreamed about or whether or not you actually dreamed.
Yeah, I don't care about this.
Why'd you
let's start with
ask?
the First question.
Jesus
No, I
Christ.
didn't ask you. Like, I just asked you if are dreams proven, and you said yes, and it's fine. But another okay, I'll start. First question is: do you think Jesus is the most famous man on earth?
I think Andrew Tate is the most famous man on earth right now.
No, it's Muhammad. It's Muhammad. It's not
Or Muhammad.
Okay, so we don't live in reality,
Yes.
so it's like it's crazy. I mean, I can debate this. If you can't agree that Jesus is the most famous man on earth, it's like,
He's not
it's
the most
over.
famous.
There is no point in
I
debating.
would argue that he's a very famous person. He's extremely famous.
He's not.
I'm not
the
sure
most
if he would be the
famous person.
most famous person, though.
No,
Who
he's
is more
Prophet
famous than
Muhammad.
Jesus, please?
No, Prophet Muhammad.
Well, I mean, what's your
You
point?
can Google
What's the
that.
point?
The most influential person in the world is Prophet Muhammad. It goes
But let's say he
Muhammad,
was.
Jesus,
Let's say he was.
Either
What's the
way.
point?
Either way, yeah.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yes, Sneako, what's the point?
Yeah, let's say he was. What's the point?
I mean, I need you to agree that Jesus is. the
Well,
most
we're
famous man
agreeing.
on earth.
We're agreeing. Let's say he is. We're saying.
What's
Let's
your
say he
point?
is. What's the
Okay.
point?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is he the most famous? How did that happen? How is it possible that Jesus is the most famous man on earth? How does that happen?
I don't know.
Spanko.
People talk. Stories are told.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Are these stories real
The
or
invention
no?
of the internet. Well, no, we would
No.
argue that they're not real.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is,
what you're saying is he's the most famous man on earth.
he was the actual
Yeah.
son of God.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying
Okay.
is these
What do you-
stories, like he rose from the dead, he did miracles.
yeah, those aren't real.
These are fake stories.
Yeah.
And they are created by someone's mind, some random person's mind, right? And this is how he became. And because of those people that lied to the masses, that's how he became the most famous.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Guys, can you give the mic to...
What? How is this doing anything, Clanko? This
Okay.
is my
Yeah,
thing.
well, Plinko, what's the point, Plinko? I don't
What's the
know.
point of you saying any of this? What are you saying?
The point is, because the way I see it is, For Jesus to become the most famous man on earth, it had to be true. If it's not
Wait.
true, it would not happen. He would not be the most famous man. Every person that is alive knows about Jesus. Almost
Sure,
every
but would
person.
you argue that all famous people? Would you say that like if something is famous, that means it has to be real? Would you argue that?
No one is. But the point is that no one is this famous.
I'm just
Bro,
asking.
I
No one is
think
as famous
again,
as.
Muhammad-
He's not. Muhammad is not as famous as Jesus.
One mic,
bro.
one mic, one mic.
This is kind of a hard thing. Hold on.
One mic. Yo, wait. I gotta say this.
Yeah,
Franco,
relax,
I've
guys, relax.
watched you debate this for weeks, and you've asked the same question for weeks. Can you just explain your point rather than get them to explain your point for you?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you believe he's the most famous person? And we can continue the conversation from
I
there.
already said
yeah.
why.
We're just going in circles, bro.
You didn't listen. I said why.
Okay. Why?
Say it again,
Because
please.
the stories have to be real. He said because the stories have to be real in order for it to pay. But I'm not understanding because there's a bunch of famous stories that just aren't real.
So, for instance,
Three Little
Yeah, but
Pigs.
they're
Yeah,
not that
can I-
famous.
can I give
But
an
they're not
example?
that famous,
Can
bro.
I give an example? Can I give an example? Like a famous
Okay,
example
give an
would be
example.
like Achilles. Achilles, like he was an all invincible warrior that could kill a whole bunch of men, no issues. You know, you
Yeah,
ever
not
seen
even close to Jesus.
Troy? But
Not
a
even
lot of
close to
people,
Jesus.
know who he is. He's huge. You know what I'm saying? Does
But
that
it's
mean
not
that he's
even
real?
Close.
But let's say,
It's not even close.
but let's
to
say
Jesus.
he. Hold on. Let's say he was more famous than Jesus. Would that make it him real?
He's not.
But let's say he
He's not.
was.
But
But he's
a
not.
fictional character, anyways, no?
yeah, but we're asking you what he
We're
is. What
asking
he
you.
is.
Let's say he. Let's say he
Jesus.
was more famous than Jesus. Like, would that
He
make
is
him
not.
real?
Like, why do you ask me this hypothetical question? I don't.
It's a
what you're trying to do. He's
hypothetical.
not. But he is not. We're talking about reality here. I'm
Alright.
talking about reality. I'm not talking about hypotheticals
Exactly.
right now.
We're talking about
I'm
reality,
just,
but
we're
we're,
just trying to figure out what are you
Based on
believing
reality.
Yeah,
fundamentally.
but we're
Like, do you
trying
believe
to-
that because something is the most famous thing, does that make that thing real? Is what we're trying to
Yeah.
figure out. So essentially, if Achilles was the most famous person, would that be real? Or if
No.
Muhammad was more
No.
famous than Jesus, would you say that Muhammad or
Yeah.
the
No,
or
because
that
he's not.
Islam is the true
He
religion?
is.
No,
man.
because he's not.
No. I want everyone to
wait,
Google
Muhammad's not
most
real?
Oh my
influential-
God.
one
You think
second. I
Muhammad
was
is more
saying,
famous than
Clank-
Jesus? That's crazy, bro.
Clanko, it's not crazy. You can Google this. Google the most
The
influential person
Bible
in the-
doesn't talk about Muhammad, but
It does
the
talk
Quran
about-
talks about
it
Jesus,
does
bro.
talk about
Come on.
Muhammad.
Listen,
Well,
listen,
wait,
listen.
you want me to
Okay,
quote
can I say something real quick? Okay, it seems like we're not really going to
Yeah, go.
agree on whether or not Jesus is the most popular, or this and this and that. So I think we should probably move on from this line of questioning, and
Yeah,
because
before we go,
What's your other evidence?
You should end the debate. You don't believe that you
Wait,
think
wait,
Jesus is
Devil-
the most famous
one
because of
second.
fake stories.
Oh my gosh, guys.
one second.
Zero
Do you
logic.
know that the devil, Spanko, the devil is more known to humanity than Jesus?
Yeah, he's not.
I mean, you can't really have a devil without God, right?
The devil is more famous than Jesus. Is he?
To
Is
be-
he
No,
wrong?
guys, can you hear me now, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
Yes.
So why aren't you on Telegram? Why are you choosing Discord over Telegram? Can you
Because
someone tell
Telegram
me?
is stupid.
I've never used Telegram. Anyway.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but listen, King. So can we establish?
Mhm.
Well, before we talk, can we establish that there's things in this world that exist that we cannot see, touch, or feel,
Just because you
but we
can't,
believe in them?
but we could still sense them. So,
Okay,
like, for instance,
what
a
do you mean
dream-
sense?
You could dream, you could sense a dream because you're in it. Like
Okay,
you have
can
you,
sense a dream, but can I see your dream?
no.
Can I touch your dream? Can I feel your dream? No.
No.
But we believe we exist. We believe that this exists.
Well,
So for you to say I accept if we can see, touch, and feel is no point. There's
we
things that
accept
exist that you cannot touch or
we
feel or
accept
see.
we accept that dreams exist because I accept that dreams exist because I dream. I can dream.
You dream.
Yeah. And every other
That doesn't
person
mean I can
says
see your
that they
dream.
dreams. But just because you can't see my dream doesn't mean that you can't believe that you also have dreams. If every other person in the world has dreams and I also feel like sleep and I could see a dream, then that could confirm to me that dreams are real. Even though I can't go into your head and see what you're dreaming about. But I can't see God. I've never seen God before. It's not the same as a dream.
But why do you need to see God?
I would need something demonstrable to know whether or not he's real.
Because he
Okay,
doesn't want to
fantastic.
accept it, bro.
Do you wait, one second. Do you
He's
which
rejecting
phone do you have a phone?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the phone being made?
No.
So how do you know it exists?
Because I could see it.
you can see it. But have you seen the person who made it?
No.
Terrible, bro. Terrible.
Does that mean the thing doesn't
So how?
exist?
So
What are
you
talking
so as
about?
long as you see it, it exists.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, or see it like fit senses.
but I
something like that.
believe,
fine.
like I don't need to see a phone be put together to know that somebody put it together in order for me to have it in front of me. Like a phone can't just doesn't just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, appear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can't come out of nowhere. It had to be created.
It didn't come out of nowhere. Yes.
Exactly. There has to be someone who made it.
Yes.
True.
So why not with the universe?
Because we can't tell, because you can't always distinguish between something that is naturally occurring and something that is created.
What do you mean by that?
So, for instance, I believe that the Earth was probably, I don't know whether the Earth was naturally created or naturally occurred. I don't know that. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So you're agnostic then.
Yeah. Well, I'm an atheist agnostic because I don't really believe that
That's
there's
not
a God.
possible. You can't say there's not God and then.
Well,
you
for
don't know God.
for the sake of this
Which
argument,
one
I'll
is
say I'm agnostic. I don't really know whether or not how the Earth was created.
But there's a possibility of a creator.
Maybe. I just don't know.
Maybe. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so at least you don't deny there isn't a God.
Okay.
Well, the problem is that
I'm not saying
we don't know. We don't know because we don't have the evidence to prove it.
Yeah, we don't
There's a
have
possibility.
evidence.
There's a possibility that we could die or fly or fucking go somewhere else on a different plane or a fucking 4D time, some shit, and then we figure out, oh shit, it is a God there. That's what we're saying. The possibility is like slim to none, essentially.
We don't know. But we're not going to say we know until we have evidence.
Higher power.
I don't believe it.
But this is what I'm asking.
Let me ask you some questions.
Which evidence do you need, for you to believe there is a creator?
Something demonstrable, something I could maybe see or I could hear.
What do you mean demonstrable? What does that mean?
The demonstrable, like you could demonstrate it to me.
All right.
Okay,
Let
I
me ask you
demonstrate
some.
here.
All right. Can I ask you some basic questions?
Sure.
Can 0 plus 0 equal 1?
No,
Do you exist?
as far as I could tell.
Can you cease from existence? Can 1 become 0?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe not.
Yeah,
So
you could
you
see
do
Jesus- Yeah,
exist.
you can die. Yeah, you can die. Yes.
No, that's not. Your physical body will still exist.
It depends on what
If
you
there
mean.
is a soul, it will still exist. No. From 0, you cannot go to 1. From 1, you cannot go to 0. So there is a source always.
Wait, what are you
All right.
saying?
What's your
Say that
source?
again?
I'm not
From
understanding.
0, you can't go to 1, and from 1, you
All
can't
right.
go to 0.
0 plus 0 plus 0. We keep adding it to each other. Will you go to 1?
Yeah. No, you won't go to 1. No.
Okay, so to get to 1, you need to bring it from another source. So I get from 21, I take 1, it's 24, and now we have 1. So there is always a source.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a creator.
Okay. So our argument is essentially that we don't know what that source is.
Yeah.
Right? You can't tell me
Yeah.
that source is
You're
God
not,
because
then,
you
then
have
you're
no
not
evidence.
atheist. Then you're not atheist. You believe in
We're,
God.
we're
You just don't know who
agnostic.
He
We
is.
don't believe in God.
They said it.
We
We're
don't
saying we
believe in
don't-
God. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
That's
we
a whole
don't
different
know
thing.
if
It's
God
not-
is
we don't
real.
know-
We don't have the
know
evidence.
If God is
No,
real.
God, no, wait. You don't know how to follow God, maybe, but there is a creator. Believe in creator.
Wait, I don't.
Okay,
believe
but
in
how,
that.
why do you, how do you know that?
How do you know this? That's what
How
we're
do you
trying
know
to
that?
figure out.
Coming
So
back.
you
everything-
inductive logic doesn't mean that it's correct. Do you
Yeah.
know like inductive logic?
Okay,
Like
bro.
your
Sorry,
logical framework is totally
I have a
flawed. Just
question.
because you
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that you're in a test or you need to do something in this life?
do I believe that I'm in a test? No, I don't believe that I'm.
No,
being
No.
tested.
specific
So, no.
test. But do you think you have a
No,
purpose?
no, I
You have,
like
you
a
have no
purpose.
purpose.
And even if
Yeah, I
I
do have
did,
a
and even
purpose.
if there was,
All right,
I
you
wouldn't
have
know
a purpose.
how. How would I figure
Let
that
me-
out?
Sorry. You have a purpose. Do you
Yeah.
think you should be logical enough to understand your purpose so should be capable of doing it? Otherwise, it would be unfair. Do you know that or not?
Yeah, I would say
So
that.
it has
sure.
to be logical for you. Even if our logic is stupid, it has to be basic enough for even stupid people like me and you to understand it.
So you're saying that God is just so like.
I'm telling
so
you
saying
that
we
you can find God even with our stupid logic as humans. You can still find it
Mhm.
because
You can
need
still
to
find it.
understand. No, you need to understand your purpose so you can do it or not.
What the hell are you talking
The
about?
logic is so simple. What he's
Like
talking
you,
about
you're,
is that
you're
the
like
logic.
No,
Listen, Camille,
he's
the logic,
wait,
what
hold
he's
on,
saying
hold
is,
on, wait,
what
wait.
he's
I
saying.
understand what he's saying. You don't have to tell me what he's saying.
You just said
But
what,
I'm
what
trying to
you just
Hold,
said. What the
Spanko,
fuck is
Spanko,
wrong? That's
Spanko,
what you just said.
Spanko. You guys gotta allow him to
Spanko.
respond. You guys gotta allow him to respond, or I'm gonna start muting.
Yeah, he can. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're kind of begging the question, right? You're assuming you're already assuming that we have a purpose from a
You said,
source.
sorry.
You're
You said you
assuming that.
believe. No, sorry. I came out from your logic that you believe there is a purpose for you.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
talking
believe.
about
Yeah,
myself yet. All right, you have a
yes,
purpose and you must do it.
that I've
Should you be
created for myself.
whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Do you believe that you should be at least logical enough to understand your purpose?
Yeah, because that's the only way I can
So it
make
has to
myself
be
accountable
logical. So
to
if I try
understand.
to prove to you that God exists and he sent you for a purpose, I'm trying to explain it with logic. You cannot tell me it's not logical because it should be logical enough
Wait,
for you to
what you
understand. So
just
if I
said
bring
is
you a proof,
logical.
sorry,
What you said is logical, but it's an inductive logical
no,
thing, right?
I will keep going on. I'm not gonna stop in one point. So if I bring you proof in the future, you cannot say it's not logical enough. It has to be logical enough. If you're not convinced, sure, but doesn't mean that I bring you proof and you say it's not. Even if it's logical, it doesn't mean it has to be right. No, it has to be right.
Yeah.
You should be
No,
logical enough to understand your purpose.
sure, but logic
All
doesn't
right.
necessarily mean that you're right.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys were talking at the start.
We're
What
we're
do you
trying to
mean-
figure out whether or not God is real or not whether or not
Yeah,
you
sure,
may,
I'm
whether or not
What did
you have logical reasoning to believe in it.
Of course, but
What did you just
these
add?
are
What did you just add to the conversation? I'm just trying to understand. What did you just
Okay.
add? What do you have to say? What
Yeah.
was your point?
I'm coming with points. So we said, what do you need to see to believe in God? And the answer is you need signs of perfection because God is perfect. So you logically need signs of His perfection to believe that He's real, or to at least to know that He's real. Whether you believe or follow it's your choice. You need to
Okay.
see signs of perfection. Do you see the something not perfect in time? Do you see the time it's like says 5 seconds and then 1 second later it's 10, 20 seconds? I'm talking not in the watch. I'm talking in the universe. Do you see the time jumping around
No.
randomly? Like we know we have physical rules, we have logical rules. So these are actually signs of perfection. If you check the universe, you're always gonna see signs of perfection. You don't see the moon jumping to Earth. You don't wake up tomorrow, you don't have a nose anymore out of nowhere. Even if you check with camera, just you had a nose, 1 second later your nose disappeared. It doesn't go like that. There is a logic, a purpose, and signs of perfection. This is it.
No,
What does that have to do with?
No,
Do you think that? Wait, do you think that the current state you're in, not being like moved, means that you're perfect?
I'm talking about the rules in general.
Yeah, the rules
perfect.
aren't. What do you?
Listen,
the rules
Nosco,
aren't-
Nosco.
Okay.
Nosco.
The rules aren't
They just-
necessarily perfect because in the universe, there's literally stars combusting, creating nebulas. What are you talking about? They
I'm
blow
coming
up
to
and
your
they-
point. Listen, I'm going step by step.
I mean,
I'm not-
look
I'm
at the
not-
mass
Unfortunately, that's
extinctions on
false,
Earth.
but
On Earth, we've had
that's for another
multiple
day.
mass extinctions where the Earth has been hit with asteroids.
Mass extinctions are still realistically logical to happen. Doesn't
Yeah,
mean
they are
God-
logical.
Of course.
Does anybody have
What
an
I'm saying-
argument? Like,
yeah, I
But
mean,
I'm
I was
telling
trying.
you,
I was trying to
perfect
clarify. I want to clarify that Nas is saying basically the opposite of what you think, and that is that we didn't just randomly like implode and randomly
know
magically.
That. I know
like,
that.
So
gravity didn't randomly just like pull things, and we didn't just randomly form. And
Okay.
that's basically what he's saying.
Sure. So what
yeah.
you're saying is that the
We're
laws
not
of
here
nature
randomly,
do what
we're
they
here for a
do,
purpose.
Therefore, they're perfect. That's what you're saying. They're never
Yeah.
changing. So no matter what happens in the universe, they never change. It's gonna happen. Correct. That's
Not
what you're saying.
for-
It's
no,
gonna
wait,
perfectly happen.
1 second. I'm just bringing you an example with physical rules. They will always apply to you in your life. They're not gonna change. You're not gonna see the gravity pulling half the force without losing the mass in physics. That doesn't exist.
Sure.
If it loses the gravity, then it loses mass. As example, of course. Now that
True.
means that God exists. So we have a purpose.
King said
It loses
this.
mass. It loses
Yes.
gravity. It's the other way around.
Yeah,
You,
sorry.
you believe that the universe was like had a beginning, right? Like, do you believe that it existed eternally, or do you think that
I don't
there was
know.
a starting point?
probably.
Okay, well,
Well,
let's first talk about like the things that people think about the existence of the universe. Sometimes people think that the universe is eternal,
Mhm.
but all evidences indicate that the universe has not existed forever. Okay, that there was a
Yeah.
beginning, and there's an atheist, Stephen Hawking. He actually wrote a book about this. Okay,
Even
so
though
there's
they-
no accepted theory for the fact that the
Do you have
universe
any,
has
like- Do you have any like
Alright, so
evidence or
Wait,
like?
wait, just let me
yeah,
just
sure.
let me just finish my thought for
Mhm.
this. So there's no the evidence is in this book. I'm just giving you a reference to it. If you want to go read it, you can. But there's no logically accepted theory for how like things in the universe could have existed forever, or that the universe just eternally like was. Okay, so because there's no evidence for that, you have to believe that there was a beginning. Okay.
Okay.
Not true.
1 second.
But go ahead.
So
I'm gonna-
if there was a beginning, then that beginning had to have come from like an external source that isn't the universe. Okay, that
Why?
external source could not have been created.
Why?
well, okay.
Why does it have to
I told
be
you,
come from it? Stop. No.
Alright.
Stop.
Because
What?
because something can't come from nothing.
How do you know that?
True.
I just okay.
How do you know that?
Please, before
We've been told.
wait,
Listen,
can
How
say
do I
something
know
on
that
logic?
something can't come from nothing?
Yeah, like how do you know that the like what evidence do you have that God?
That's just basic
made it up.
math. Like you can't have
listen.
you. How do I know that God didn't just make that up?
Yeah, like how do you know?
There's
No, I'm
views on
saying
science.
I'm asking you like how do you know that God just made the universe? Like
Alright.
how do you
Yeah.
know that there wasn't some other
We're
explanation?
we're right now we're not talking about God. Like I'm not coming from a theist, like from a theist's perspective. Okay.
Well, you
I'm
said that
speaking
something
about-
created the universe. So like, what do you
Yes,
believe created
I'm
the
saying
universe?
there was need for an external intervention from something different than the universe
Okay,
for
how
the
do you know
universe to be
that?
created.
How do you
Yeah,
know
excuse
that?
me. 1 second. Alpha Cat. I was coming
Yeah, how
to
do you
this
know
point,
that?
but I got
Okay, okay. Now
yeah, sure.
I'll let Nasco.
Alright.
I
finish
love
his
how
I'm
you guys
coming
just
to all-
interject stuff and then you don't have any answers for any of
No,
the
it's a-
follow-up questions that I
No,
have.
bro. Okay. I have the answers. I'm coming with you. I'm coming to with you with logic, like
Can we
step
give
by
like
step.
2-minute
I'm gonna explain.
answers, like so these guys don't like rattle
Alright.
off? Go ahead.
It's gonna
Okay,
be
I go after I go after
Alright.
the guy that's talking.
yeah.
Whoever that
So
is.
we've been talking about God does exist. You have his signs of perfection. Now we're going to who is God? Now is God the universe? And the answer is no, because you have to believe that either God is the universe is eternal, or somebody or someone created the universe, which is God. If you go to scientific proof, all of science, most of them probably, not all, I don't know. Most of them will tell you that the universe did have a beginning. It's a common knowledge today that the universe has
Just
a
because the
beginning.
universe has a beginning
don't
doesn't mean
know-
that God created
Sorry.
it. Could you give me evidence that God
Sorry.
created the universe?
You're interrupting.
Go ahead.
You're interrupting. You're gonna get
Brother.
muted if you
Brother.
interrupt again, please. Thank you.
Brother, I'm telling you that who is God now? We are talking about who is God. I said if it's the universe, it has to be internal. I'm telling you, the universe is not internal. So God is not the universe. The universe did not create you. The universe is just a creation. What else do we have proof? And then here we try to bring you proof of who is God and what is his signs, his miracles, what is the purpose, what should we do today, how should you behave, how we should live. Do you have any problems with that? Do you have any?
You're not answering any of my question. You haven't even answered my question.
Well,
You're not answering my question. I'm asking you.
Yeah, give it again.
Do you have any evidence that God created the universe?
Yes.
Okay, can you give me that evidence?
Sure.
I do too. I do too. I have mounts.
All right. So
Okay.
here, yeah. So I am Muslim, first of all, if you don't know.
Not, I don't care, man.
No. I'm making myself clear. I'm Muslim. I believe in Allah. So here, to prove to you that God created the universe, all I need to do that God is Allah. Is Allah. Allah created the universe. He made the purpose for all humanity. Quran is the final message. So here we try to introduce you to Islam and make proofs that Islam is truth. Because if Islam is truth, then whatever it says is the truth. Yeah. Are you following me?
How do you know that?
This is
Exactly. Now here we go into proof. So we stopped out from logical steps because we are done with that. We said God is not the universe because it has beginning scientifically. Now here we go into Quran, miracles in Quran, prophecies. So first of all, let me ask you a question. Outside of the Creator, who knows everything, He created everything and He sent everything into a purpose. Can you know the future? yourself, from yourself? Can you know the future?
No, I can't know the future, bro.
All right. Here I can bring you some videos about prophecies in Islam.
Well, it
which they-
depends. Wait, hold on. Wait, stop. We can know. We'll technically not know the future. We can make predictions of the future and be correct, though. That's not a hard thing to do. But continue.
Yeah.
Sure, the
I don't want
prophecies
you to get
will
away with
explain
that because that's
themselves.
what prophecies are essentially. But go ahead.
It's okay. The prophecies will explain themselves. Don't worry. They have to be something. Let me tell you an example. The prophet said about something that will happen in the future. He does not exist in the future. Let's say he said, "Yeah, let me make an example of one." One sec. I'm gonna think about a very good one.
I think this has been like past 2 minutes now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So since what his
Yeah,
argument
it's
coming, what his argument is coming from is essentially that now he's established in his mind that we've agreed that that since the universe can't create itself, there has to be something immaterial, and he's going to prove that immaterial God by showing us prophecies from the Quran. So when he shows us those prophecies, he's going to be like, "See, this is how people can. You see these people who are divine, who have divine wisdom, and they're prophesizing certain things that are going to happen, and they have happened. So he's trying to prove that to you. So if we see those prophecies coming to fruition, then that means that religion is the truth. Essentially, is what he's trying to do now.
Oh, okay, Camille.
I guess my argument would against that would be
Camille.
Does every single prophecy that has been told in the Quran, has every single prophecy been true?
Yeah, if it is true.
Every single one?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a prophecy.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Prophecies are very weird because prophecies you can't prove a prophecy wrong necessarily
until
because
it
takes.
Yeah, that is true because you can't really know.
Yeah.
So
let me.
Yeah, it's just gonna work like that.
So
Listen. Stop.
Because I can't really answer that question.
King, stop, bro. King.
Okay, I can't really answer that question
Thank you,
because
everything.
I can't really answer that question because if you ask me, oh well, there's prophecies in this book, and those prophecies are true, so therefore, it must be coming from a divine source. Anybody could make a prediction about the future, and I can't really prove whether or not that is true until it happens. And also, just because somebody predicts something happens in the future and it does happen, that doesn't automatically mean that it comes from a divine source. It just means that he was right about that prediction. It doesn't.
Yes, I agree. I agree because it's like an appeal to authority fallacy.
Yeah,
like,
because if I don't believe in God, if I don't believe in God, that means that for instance, I could just explain that by saying, well, he just made a lucky guess.
I understand. I understand. I think Brother Faris Ibn Majid would like to share some thoughts too. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. So first of all, brother, I have a few questions for you. Do you believe that everything that comes into existence has a cause? Just before I continue, it's either yes or no.
What do you mean by that?
Anything that comes into existence, okay, does it have a cause?
Yes, it has a creator, essentially, yes. It has to have a cause for the effect. It's for the cause and the effect. Yes.
And what about King?
I'll say yes for the purposes of this argument. Go ahead.
No, I want your actual view on this.
I don't know.
Well, Sithis is right though. Sithis is right. We don't actually know.
We don't know.
But beyond a reasonable doubt, we seem to like everything has showed us that we've seen with our own eyes or whatever the fuck we've through.
Okay, so if I could explain this, everything that I see basically has been basically logically consistent, but our senses are not 100% true or 100% right. I could be living in a brain in a vat somewhere. I have no 100% idea. So I can't really say for 100% certain that yes, everything has a cause because I have no idea for certain. But I'll say yes for the purposes of this argument.
Okay, for the purpose of this argument, you say yes. Okay. Now, you believe the universe had a cause to come into existence, right? And you state that it's a big bang, right?
Well, are you asking like did something make the universe come into existence? Is that what you're asking?
I'm saying, did a cause happen to the universe for the universe to come into existence? Simple question.
Well, I don't know if the Big Bang is true.
No, it is. It's true. Yeah.
What do you mean it's true?
Beyond the reasonable doubt, it's true.
But
are you serious?
Sorry.
Yeah, in terms of scientific method wise, yes, we're consistently showing up evidence of cosmological radiation, all types of other shit that we can literally
Yes.
date back to billions and billions of years
An
ago.
expansion of the
Well,
universe is also
if you
I
guys
know how we
could you
know.
guys allow me to
Let's
finish?
not talk
I feel
over
like
each
every
other.
time I start saying a point, you guys cut me right off and then start into another conversation. Like,
Why
can
can't
I?
you
Let's
just
not
understand
talk-
that they
let's
don't
not
want us
talk
to have
over each
resources
other.
and other land out there? Why is that so
Listen,
hard for people
I'm
to
no
grasp?
offense, guys, but I'm not gonna
you
like
go-
do this debate thing if I get cut off every time I
Wait.
have to say anything or
Wait,
even answer a question.
King, you were talking to Faris. Can you both like
What-
talk
the
and
quest-
finish your point with
The
each
point,
other?
yeah, I was trying to do that, but everybody decided to cut me off at once.
Okay.
What I was trying
Everyone
to
let
Alpha.
each other speak.
what I was trying to say was, I don't know for 100% fact that but that the Big Bang was true, but I don't believe that what your explanation is true neither. That's my thing. I don't believe that you like. I don't know what created the universe, but I don't believe you know neither.
Wait. So your counter argument is just saying you don't know.
Yeah, because there's
say
nothing. There's
that's your
nothing to
counter.
prove to me. There's nothing to prove to me that. Well, I don't know that there's a God, because I don't see any evidence to prove to me that there is any. There's nothing that points to me at him creating their
Okay.
universe. So could you
Yeah,
tell
so
me
we need
what word?
some-
How did you get to that conclusion?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a huge fallacy in your argument right now. First
Okay.
of all, I didn't even state God. All I stated was, do you believe that the universe had come to existence because of a cause? I haven't even mentioned God in this argument, and now you're bringing up God. We'll ignore that for now. I'm simply asking you a very simple question: did the universe come into existence from a cause? And now you're stating that you do not believe in the Big Bang, right? When it is scientific, it's heavily scientifically backed up.
I didn't say I didn't believe in the Big Bang. I said I don't know if the Big Bang is real. That's not the same as me
So-
saying
so
it
you
is
said-
not real.
It scientifically
So-
is proven. So
I mean, if it's proven, then then it is real. I'm saying I don't know because I haven't looked at. I don't look at the
Okay,
evidence.
let's take for
That's
granted that you do believe it. Okay, continue first. Let's say
Mhm.
for granted,
Okay.
King Sithis, you do believe it.
Okay.
Because there's
Let's say
back
there was a
evidence, so
Big
you're
Bang.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you believe that there can be infinite causes?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so you just believe so you believe that there's a necessary existence. So you believe in God. Okay, thank you for proving me right.
Okay, so
I don't
basically
I don't
what the
understand the
problem is that-
question.
hold on. What he's trying to do is essentially make you admit that the universe can't come from itself, or the
Okay.
universe can't. It has to have a cause. Something has to have caused it. What he's trying to say is that God is that cause, and if he makes you say that the earth can't, that all of the, that's why he went down to cause and effect. This
Yeah.
causes have causes or whatever. That's why he went down that. So if the universe does have a cause, he's saying that if you agree that the universe has a cause, then you also are agreeing that it's God. But that's obviously not true because we don't fucking know. Because it could
But
be
the
the fact
problem
that
with-
we're actually.
Yeah, the
No,
problem.
Camille.
Yeah, if I could
Second.
say, the problem with that argument is that where does God come from?
yeah.
Where
One
does-
second.
okay,
We
let
don't.
me answer. Let me answer
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
question.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. First of all, there's a huge fault in your argument because you're saying that God is caused, right? You're saying that God was caused. He came to exist. God has always existed. You agreed that, or you believe.
No, what I'm
for the sake
saying
of the
is
argument, you agree.
if you believe that God has always existed, why can't I say that about the universe?
Because the universe has scientifically been proven that it hasn't always existed.
But you don't.
False.
Okay,
But
prove.
well,
1 second. Okay, can I talk now?
well, the
Like,
problem is that
Prove that space is real, that a Big Bang could happen in. Go ahead.
Wolfie.
You mean prove that space is real? We have mass.
Yeah, you could
ahead,
look up
sorry,
and
go
see
ahead.
the space. But
Not even look up. You can look. We're all in space right now.
You
That's
guys
why
are
we're
so
free.
yeah,
dumb,
we
man.
can
Go
see.
ahead.
Yeah, there's
Go
space.
ahead. Just
Anyways,
go ahead.
the problem is with
One
that.
second.
What created? I mean, what created God then?
Okay.
Nothing.
1 second. We've been talking about this before. Like he's repeating my agreement because he just joined. But we talked about this before. I told you that if the universe is not God, then someone else is God. No, I was searching for a proof. Sorry, you said give me the proof. I was searching for some sources. You were talking to each other. But can you stream now? Can you stream?
Wait, no. Can I ask?
I want to
wait,
show
hold on,
you.
just to
Sorry.
clarify. Just to
Are you
be
guys like not going to
understood.
answer my questions?
do
Are
you-
you guys just going to like?
Why do you?
Listen.
Can
I
I
asked
answer?
you. One
No,
second.
no,
You guys are really not good at representing your religion,
begging.
man.
He keeps begging the question. Like, stop begging the question. Stop saying God. You keep assuming that we are gonna agree with you that it is God.
Guys,
Stop saying that.
One
I don't
second.
know why you keep
Yeah,
doing
one
that.
second first.
You're not
I will.
answering the
I
question. You're blurring
will.
lines.
I will.
Go
I will
ahead.
answer you guys. I already told you guys that the universe is not the creator, and you said yes because I told you that the universe has a start. We already talked about this. Now my next argument is about why Quran is the truth, why God is Allah, why did He send Quran? You said bring
I
the
don't
proof, yeah?
don't
have
mention
the
the
proof.
Quran. Do not mention the Bible. Do not mention it. Tell me how did
It's
God
part-
create the
it's part
universe?
of the
I don't
argument.
care about the Quran.
Exactly.
I don't care about the
Exactly.
Quran. Tell me how did God create the
Brother.
universe?
Brother, can you be patient with me?
I'm not going to be patient. I want you to answer my questions. I've been patient
I'm
with you for the last
answering
30
your
minutes.
question. I told
Okay.
you. No,
Go ahead.
No. You said me who is God. I'm telling you that there is a book about God.
I don't care
where
about the
God talks
Quran.
about his-
Listen to me.
Brother,
Tell me
oh
where
my God.
what evidence
Bro,
you
you're
have that
cutting
God
me
is
off.
real.
No, 1 second. You cannot cut me off. I'm answering you. I told you that the Quran talks about Allah and He talks about Himself on His own book. You don't
Okay,
want to
bro.
read
I
the
don't
book?
care about the Quran. Tell me your evidence for God.
All right, here is the evidence for God. Can you stream the videos or not? Just answer my question. Can
No,
you
dude.
stream
Just
here in this
explain
channel?
your evidence for bro. If I don't get an explanation for the evidence of God in the next 5 minutes, I'm out of here, bro.
Listen, I'm not the prophet. I brought you proof.
All right. So
It's
you
in
don't
the
have any
video.
evidence?
Not
Do you have
me.
any evidence?
1
Anybody else
second.
here have any
No, don't
evidence?
cut me off.
I'm here. I'm trying
Okay,
to
so
speak
go
to
ahead,
people.
Ferris, because he doesn't.
Oh
He
my
obviously
God.
doesn't know.
I'm not. I brought you the proof. It doesn't have to
You
be
haven't
proven
brought me
by my
anything.
mind.
Yeah, but Nasco, you're
Bro,
bringing like an
bro,
appeal to
no, bro.
authority right now
listen,
because he
no,
doesn't
sorry.
believe in the
All right,
Quran. Like he doesn't believe in
No.
Islam.
All right, 35
believe
minutes.
in
It's
the Bible.
135. If I don't get an explanation for God and 140,
Here's
I'm
the
out of here.
explanation.
No. Listen, let me go now
All right.
because you kicked
No,
me. You kicked me, and I said I'm gonna go after the guy, and I didn't get
All
the
right, go
chance,
ahead,
so
bro.
I'm gonna go now. Okay. So wait, did Camille leave?
Yeah, he left, bro. I don't know where he went.
Of course.
Yo, Camille. Nice, you came back.
Yeah, I was just trying to be like, dude, stop adding nothing, bro. Like we're talking about
Yeah,
religion.
honestly, yeah, bro.
Okay.
Or
Camille.
that. We understand.
Camille.
Go ahead. What's up?
We
You
get you're
said
a flat
before
earther,
that-
man. We get it.
Trying to get this under control. Go ahead. What's up?
You
Sneako?
said before that logic is not enough. Logic is not enough for you to
No.
get you.
All of that directly correlates with what we're talking about.
I didn't say logic. No.
You
You
said
want me to
something like
clarify
that.
what I said?
Yes,
No,
please
I said
clarify.
inductive logic doesn't mean that what happened through that inductive logic means that it's true. You understand
Okay.
that?
Let me ask you this then: through logic is that enough for you to believe in God through logic?
Yeah, through
To get you to believe in
logical
God would be
processes.
logic
Yeah.
enough for you or no?
Yes, through logical processes, absolutely yes.
No. Never mind then.
I would believe.
The problem with all the logical processes that Christians give can be explained through material means.
Logic would not be enough for you to get
It is
believe in
enough.
God.
It is enough, but inductive reasoning isn't enough.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it is though. I don't think logic would be enough for you to
Guys,
get you to
let
believe in
me-
God and King Cities as well. But that's
All right.
fine.
Let me ask you.
You guys got 3 minutes.
I agree with
No,
that
no,
statement.
no.
Nosco, all of your arguments
course,
is about the
'cause that's
Quran.
true.
We don't
It's
believe
facts.
in
It's not
the
about the
Stop
Quran,
making
bro.
these
We've been, Faris, we've been talking.
I don't
It's
want to
like-
hear anything about the Quran. I just want to hear evidence for God.
Please,
You guys got 3
It's
minutes.
pointless.
Let
It's
me ask
pointless
you-
to debate
Guys,
atheism.
wait,
No,
guys.
wait,
Can we
1
let
second.
Faris finish? You guys are being very disrespectful. Let
right,
Faris
I'm gonna
finish his
say this.
point first. And
Yeah,
also,
can I-
King Sithis keeps saying, "Don't bring up the Quran. It's an appeal to authority fallacy." He doesn't believe in the Quran, so you can't use the Quran to prove that
Exactly.
God
That's
exists.
why I haven't been bringing that up, and then you get mad at me. That's actually crazy. That's
Wolfie,
crazy.
are you moderating or are you in the debate?
Okay, let's King
I
Sithis,
haven't
you
been a
and
part of
Faris.
it at
you
all.
guys-
Oh, so you're hey, everybody
Everybody
shut up. Are you moderating or are you in the debate? One or the other.
I just
King
told you.
Cities,
Okay,
I'm
well then
moderating.
you don't pitch in, you don't put your opinion in, okay? You moderate. You don't
Okay,
put
but
your
King
opinion in.
Cities, you don't
But
mute
I'm
other
stating
people.
facts.
I
that
don't
guys
care
are
what
saying
you
that
I
are
don't
not
care
true.
what you I don't care.
Okay.
If you can't butt in, then you don't be a moderator.
All right.
Okay, King
Okay,
Cities, but
I
you
have
don't mute
Ray,
other people then.
Ray,
if you're
I
in a
moved
debate.
him down to the.
And don't
I
kick
moved
people.
him down
Okay.
to the.
You guys
Ray-
have,
Ray is
you
ready
guys
to-
have,
Thing
you
at a
guys
time.
have,
King-
still have 2 more minutes. Come on, man. Any
King-
argument?
King
All right,
here.
I'll go.
Can you
This is
and Ferris-
embarrassing.
Can you and Ferris find? Can you and Ferris first do a common ground thing, and then we'll move on to the next person because I feel like you guys didn't finish your rebuttals.
I'm still waiting.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
okay.
No one else speak.
Okay, brother. So you stated who created God, right? That was the last thing you told me, right?
Yes.
If you remember. Yeah. Okay. So the question on who created God is a fallacy. Why? Because first of all, since we spoke about cause, in fact, infinite causes, God is the uncaused. He has always existed. He has never been created. Okay, and since he's uncaused, right? You believe you agreed with me on the fact, or
Mhm.
for the reason or sake of the argument, you agreed with me on the fact that anything that comes to existence has a cause.
Okay.
God didn't come to existence. God did not come to existence. Rather, he always existed, and he has never came to existence. Therefore, he has no cause. Therefore, he has never been created. Nothing created God.
Okay. So why can't I say what came before the Big Bang was always there? Or why can't I just say time started when the Big Bang was created?
What caused the Big Bang?
I don't know.
So you agreed with me that there cannot be infinite
No, but what I'm
causes, right?
saying is
There's some-
there could be if there's another explanation that it could explain the phenomenon in which explains your God that is material. I'm going to go with the material explanation over the spiritual one because I see more I can demonstrate you could demonstrate material things as opposed to spiritual things.
So you want empirical evidence that God exists. Literally, you want physical evidence.
Yeah,
God
something
exists.
demonstrable.
Yes.
Yeah, something material, something
Yes.
demonstrable.
So you cannot go through with logic. Logic is not enough for you.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
but
could
there's
I could
logic.
easily explain anything that you explained for God with something material. So, for instance, you could
Okay,
say,
so is logic not enough for you? Yes or no?
I don't know what you mean by that.
It's not. It's not.
Is
Alright,
logic enough for you to get you to believe in God?
It could be, yeah,
Alright,
if you
let
have
me
the
ask you
evidence
something.
for it.
Sure, I'm
It's-
gonna ask you a question.
so no. You said if you have the evidence for it. What do you mean by that? If you have the evidence for it?
Generally, like I feel
Can
like
I-
I've
can I get
explained
you
this.
to-
I feel
can
like
I-
I've
can-
explained this like 4, 5, 6 times, but I'm gonna explain it one more time to you guys. Evidence is something demonstrable, something you can show me, something I could.
Something physical. Yes.
physical,
So logic is
or
not
logical.
enough. So logic is not enough.
Well, you could prove something that physically exists through logical means.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
can't do that right now.
Well,
I
if you
cannot
can't,
show
then
you
I don't
right
see
now
why
that
you're
God
here.
exists.
Well, then I don't see why you're
So-
here. This is a God.
So that's the point. We can end this
Alright.
debate because
Okay.
Okay.
it's not going to go anywhere because you need physical evidence, and that is impossible. So we can end the debate right now.
Yeah.
If you don't want to
Yeah.
be in
Because
debate,
we're-
you
because
can
we're wasting
leave.
time.
If you don't want to
Right,
debate,
right,
you
right.
can
No, we're
leave.
wasting-
If you don't want to debate, you
no,
can leave.
It's not about.
Okay.
It's not
okay.
about me
okay.
not wanting to
All right.
debate.
Alright,
Alright.
King, I have some questions for you now.
All right. Go ahead.
You're looking for proof of God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first of all, don't press me with time. Don't say that I have 5 minutes to prove.
I'm not
God
trying
to
to.
you. No,
I'm not. I'm not.
No,
I'm not doing
that's
that.
not.
Go
That's
ahead,
not
bro.
professional. Yeah, let's have our time. Let's say God has already introduced himself. He has talked about himself already before you were even existed, because he knew you would ask one day, so he made the answer ready for you. Is that unlogical? Is that
I'm sorry.
logical or not?
Could you say? How do I know that
All right.
that God did
I'm
that? How do
telling
I
you.
know that?
Sure. It comes with my questions. Let's say God already introduced himself. He already made the purpose. He already answered all the questions you need in your life. He didn't answer all the questions you don't know. He only answered what you need to know. Who is he? What's your purpose? Why
Mhm.
are you created? Are you gonna die or not? And then for this introduction, to make it clear, he gave even more proof about it. He talked even about future events, and he made all these things you need to know. Yeah.
Okay.
So is that logical?
Only if you could prove to me that what you're saying is true.
All right. None. We are good. Now God introduced himself. All right.
But you would have to prove that God is real first.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. First of all,
Mhm.
God talked about there is many events that makes his introduction being the truth. It's not something I can make in 2 minutes. I'm not the best scholar in history or something. I'm gonna send you 3 videos. They're gonna talk about
No.
it, whether you're gonna watch it today or tomorrow.
Yeah, listen,
You're
brother.
someone who seeks the truth.
Do you have any like
Brother.
arguments that could
Yes.
explain the existence for God that isn't like, oh, I'm gonna send you a video, read the Quran or anything like that?
It's not a read the Quran. It's not about believing in the Quran. I'm gonna send you 3 videos which contains the proof I'm talking about. They're gonna show you.
Okay,
why the
you
existence
can't
is
just
not-
tell me what the video says? You can't just explain to me?
Bro, no, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not a very good summarizer. I might miss some points. You know, if I don't know about
listen,
something,
you
I'm
can
not
send me
gonna
the
tell
video,
you.
but I'm not really sure how this is
Sure,
going to help the debate.
It's not about the debate. Listen, the debate. Let me clarify something. We humans may think it's a debate. We're not here to prove you wrong or not or right. You're here to seek the truth. Yeah, you're seeking the truth.
My
This
friend,
is why we're here.
Nas,
You seek the
Nas,
truth.
Nas,
No,
Nas. What do you see the top left of the screen, right? You see that in the Discord. What does that say? What does
I
it
know
say?
it's called a debate.
What is
but I'm
it?
talking about the purpose.
Okay.
It's a debate. I'm talking
Okay.
about the purpose.
So do
Why
you
are
have
debating?
do you have any evidence for like
I
God?
have evidence.
Okay.
Please don't cut me off. Be
You're
patient.
not telling me
I
anything.
know
You're
I'm
telling me to
taking-
watch a
listen,
YouTube video.
Listen, brother. I know I'm taking a little bit of time, but that's what I'm capable of. But let me finish my point.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
the purpose of this debate is to seek the truth. Maybe you will not get it from this single debate, but I'm giving you proof. It may be long, but it's the truth. You know, it's what I claim to be the truth. It's not about watch it tomorrow or today because I have to leave now. So I'm gonna leave you with these 3 videos with my proof. So if you want to see it, here it is. If you don't want to see it, then you didn't want to see if this is the truth or not.
Okay, man.
And that will be your problem.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Alpha
Yeah,
Cat,
I'm
do you
done,
have
I'm
anything,
done.
man?
Gonna leave.
You can send me the videos in my DMs. I don't care. I'll watch them, but I mean,
It's on your debate. It's on
Wait,
your
hold on.
debate. You can watch it
Can I
afterwards.
ask? Can I tell Alpha Wolf or Alpha Cat something? Alpha
Yeah.
Cat, you can prove God's existence with logic. That's absolutely true. The problem is that we don't have enough knowledge as human beings to even come to that conclusion. So us logically reasoning those things are just gonna leave us to inductive logic, which could be wrong or it could be true. It's essentially like a scientific guess, basically. It's like a hypothesis, essentially.
I agree with you. Yeah,
really
that's
what we're
true.
doing.
But that's
That's
but
why I said we
that's
don't
what
know.
but that's where like I would say that in the realm of religion, you know, like we as Muslims, obviously I'm not using the appeal to authority fallacy here. I'm just giving you my opinion on like what my belief is. So as Muslims, you know, we believe that yeah, there are some things that you can't logically explain, but then if that were the case and we could see Allah outright, then there would be no need for the test, right? Part of the test is also to believe in something that we cannot see, okay? So I agree with you that like yeah, we don't have the hardware, for example, in the confines of this world to like see Allah or to actually know or understand his existence in like an irrefutable, unequivocal way. But that's where faith comes in. You know, that's where like the belief in the unseen comes in, and that's part of the test.
So essentially it's just like there's no proof for God materialistically, but we can like spiritually find God essentially through Islam. Hence why you guys always tell us to like read the Bibles or read the Quran.
No, I'm
or
not
whatever.
telling you to do that,
Right?
Camille. Don't
No,
put
I'm
words in
saying
my
that-
mouth. I
No,
never.
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
tell
no,
you
wait,
to
hold
read
on.
the. I
That's-
didn't tell you to
that's
read
not
the Quran.
That's not like a bad thing. I'm not telling you
In
it's a bad
this
thing, but you're saying
debate.
that it's based off of faith. Then there's no logical conclusion I can come to, correct? Because it's off of faith.
Well, no, there is logic. Well, we tried to give you the logic, but like beyond that logic, there's nothing else we can do. Like I think Faris ibn Majid gave you a good logical. You know, he used the premise like okay, something needs to cause something in order to come into existence, right? Something needs to happen in order for something else to be moved. Okay.
Which we don't know that, right? Like we don't even know that.
But you do know that. You need
no,
to.
we don't because that's from what we understand
Can you
now in our.
Okay,
in our
so
current-
then give me one
Uh-huh.
example. Give me one example where something can occur without anything intervening.
I can't give you that example.
I can.
Okay, King
right?
Sith.
No, wait, hold on. Stop. I can't give you that example. And the reason why I can't give you that example is because we don't have the knowledge to even know if this is happening. All we have the knowledge of is the big.
Another fallacy.
Yes.
No, that's
how
another
is this a fallacy?
So no, I got a question. Can I ask a question, Alpha Cat? I got a question,
No, I'm
please.
just asking.
Okay, so if you see it, okay, so let's say we see a river, right, and that river is blocked by a bunch of wood. How do you know? How can you tell whether or not that was created by a beaver or that was naturally occurred? Like, how do you distinguish?
What do you mean?
So there's a water, there's a dam, right, and there's wood blocking that dam. You know what a dam is, right?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you know that it was just a bunch of sticks that was put there, that was just naturally occurred there, or it was just a beaver that put it there? Like, how do you
can you
tell?
explain what naturally occurred means?
Like means like those like the branches fell off the trees and eventually it all accumulated into one spot to make a dam.
Explain how that's naturally occurring for me, just so that I can.
Because it happened without without somebody intervening, like a human being, like intervening with it.
Yeah, or just natural process.
Yeah, it's just something.
Like
Okay, so the branch. So basically, one thing is that the branches
Died.
moved themselves, or something
no,
else
they died.
caused.
The river flow moved.
Okay, so the death caused. So something other than.
Do you
the
think it's
branches caused them to
impossible?
move there.
Listen to me, Alpha Cat. Do you think it's impossible for a bunch of branches to cause it to? Do you think it's impossible for a bunch of branches to block a river? Naturally.
No, I don't think it's impossible. But
okay,
but
okay. So let's say that is let's say okay. Listen to me. Let's see. We have a bunch of branches that is blocking some water. How do you know that it was either a beaver that did it or it was naturally occurring? How do you know?
God made it up.
Once again, explain naturally occurring.
You know what natural we just did. You know what it means.
No, but natural, but that's the same thing as a beaver moving it. That's
no,
the
it's
same
not.
thing as a
No,
beaver
it's
moving
listen
it.
to
Yes,
me.
it
Listen
is.
to me. No, it's
Nature. Sorry.
Something that you're saying that the branches move themselves.
They
Is that
move
what you mean
either by the
naturally
wind
occurring?
or by the either.
Okay, the wind. So the wind is something outside of the branches.
Outside
right? The wind,
something
just
that
like the
isn't a
beaver.
human being or an animal or something that
Okay,
didn't.
no,
Nobody
our
put
po-
that there. It was got there
Okay,
through
King
natural
Sithis,
means, by
King
the
Sithis,
wind
my
or
point-
water or whatever.
King Sithis, my point here is that anything other than the branch moved it. So the wind, you said the wind,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah.
the branch. So the wind, the beaver, it could be the wind, it could be, some lumberjack came and put it there. But it's not
You're
the
proving
branch.
our point. You're proving our point, though, right? You're proving our point. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know if it was the wind, the beaver. We don't know that. We don't know if it was God. We don't know if it was the universe.
But the point is, wait, guys, stop, hold on. But you're not actually proving your point. We're proving to you that it's something other than the thing that moved it.
True, we agree.
The point is, right?
So now
the point is,
let's talk about the universe.
We don't know
the only way
we agree. The universe.
Why are you guys yelling?
Hold on.
Why are you guys yelling?
What you're saying is you reject God.
Bro, the universe didn't create itself, but we can agree with that. But we don't know what created it. We don't know if it was God or whatever.
We don't know. We're
wait,
trying.
but
Hold on,
you
Alpha
can
Cat.
agree.
Let me explain. What we're trying to. The point of the thing is, right? The analogy is that we don't know what, like, the only thing that could distinguish whether or not that naturally occurred or a beaver put there is evidence, right? We don't know.
Okay.
And that also applies to the universe.
We're talking about things that are so you have a dependent being and you have an independent being, okay? What we're trying to say is that the buck stops somewhere, okay? The buck does stop somewhere, because if the universe was created, by something, okay? Let's say you believe that something created. Okay, what created that thing? And what created the thing that created the other thing? There needs to be something that is uncreated, because the universe is not eternal. That's what we're saying. Like, I understand. Okay,
we're not disagreeing.
It doesn't. We're not. So that being that is uncreated, that mover that is unmoved, that host that is unhosted, that thing is God. That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying. We don't know.
We don't know if
we
it
don't
is.
have the information to do that.
Yes.
We don't have the information to find that.
And neither do you.
We're just making a guess. It's an educated guess, correct?
Yeah.
It's an inductive guess.
I don't think it's an educated guess.
Yes, it is.
An educated guess is logic, right? An educated guess is logic. That's what that is. When you make an educated guess, it's based through logical processes that are going on in wherever.
Logic is not a guess, though. You have you have a premise that proves proves
it's a hypothetical.
Do you know the two different types of logic, like logical reasoning?
Bro, it's
like
a fucking hypothetical.
I feel like
it's
we're
a hypothetical.
You're not understanding.
Please just answer the question.
Can I
I'm
answer?
understanding it
Can I
all. I
answer?
can actually tell you what you mean, and I can explain to you what I mean.
Okay.
Both doing
Can I
it.
answer?
But I'm just asking you, do you know the two differences between
Okay,
do you
can
know
you
the
guys
differences between deductive and inductive logic? I'm just asking you.
right now you're doing the whole begging the question fallacy. I'm not gonna answer this
not.
question for you.
I
How is
can't
this begging the
wait.
question? What am I
Let's-
begging the question?
Let's continue this actual debate on
Oh
how
my
whether or not
God.
God
Dude,
exists
this
or not.
literally
Okay,
has to do
hold on,
with
hold on,
that.
but-
Just answer the question.
Why are you yelling?
Camille,
annoying. Just answer the
Okay, I
question.
get it. Okay, I got you,
One
brother.
sec.
Listen,
Holy
Alpha Cat.
shit.
The problem is, right, when there's two different things, like, okay, when you have a beaver dam, right, and you have just a dam that happened through natural occurrences, these are two different explanations as to what could cause this phenomenon. How we get there is through evidence, right? Now, when you're talking about the creation of the universe, I have an explanation. Whenever you give your explanation for God that created the universe, we could just easily come up with another explanation that is material. And generally, we're going to go with the one that's material because material things have evidence, whereas God has none. Do you understand?
Actually, you're wrong.
Okay. How am I wrong?
I can.
Okay, so you can still use logic in this matter, right? For example, you're waiting for us to say something like, oh, you can look if there's any footsteps around the area. This is what you're waiting for us to say, right? Because this is material, right? But is it logic? We have to use logic in this matter. Like, how is this takes place, right? Where did they come from, right? This is what we mean, right? Your argument, you're like Alpha Cat said, you are comparing something that are completely different. Okay, this is unrelated in every single form of way. When I say every single form of way, I mean completely unrelated, right? So this is gonna get nowhere because we're running in circles. You're making a physical thing compared to something that is beyond our understanding, right? This is beyond your understanding. You're comparing something that is physical, which is the world. We have gravity, we have space, time, everything, right? You're comparing this to something that is beyond that, and this is uncomparable, right? It doesn't work like that logically. So therefore, you're gonna go in circles, brother. This is not gonna go anywhere if you continue like this.
That exactly leads to my point that if we are going in circles as to explaining whether or not your God is real, well, then I would probably argue that it's probably not true.
Okay.
I can answer your question.
Because I feel like it would be if your God was real and you had something like demonstrable, something I could point to, something, because you could demonstrate generally like whether or not the Big Bang theory happened. You could demonstrate whether or not a beaver dam was created by a beaver or was just a bunch of woods. You could demonstrate, like for instance, like if you tell me does a cat exist, I could demonstrate that a cat exists to you, but you can't really demonstrate to me that like God is real or he has influence over the world.
I can answer your question if you
agree. You agree that there's a necessary being, right? That's what you agree on. I heard you say that, yes, but you don't know if it's God or not, right?
What do you mean necessary being? Like something that has to create the world?
Yeah, without this existence, nothing.
Oh, I don't think so.
Wait, maybe I misunderstood because I believe when Alpha Cat asked you something, you said you and Camille said that you don't know if it's really God, right? That's what you said.
Well, yeah, because we don't have any evidence.
All right,
like one way or another.
I can answer your question if you want to.
No, Suko. I'm told you. There's no logical way. It's gonna go in circles. This is completely.
I have the good answer.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be a part of the debate then. Nas, go ahead.
Can you? All right. You said that if there is wood in the river and it's stopping the water from going to the other side, you said that. Well, sorry. Can you repeat it exactly?
Okay, so the analogy was basically, she was saying that it's like, how do you know whether something is naturally occurring or was created? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so like I gave the example of like a dam. Like how do you? So if you see there's wood and blocking some water, how do you know that it wasn't just a bunch of sticks that naturally got there, or it was a beaver that intervened and created that. But like,
All
how?
right, that's a very good point.
What do you need to distinguish between those two?
Okay, I get you now.
Mm-hmm.
Your question is very good and it's very logical. How do we know from natural causes or someone alive already going around?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer to it is every single thing, every single created, all everything is the creation of God. So nature is under the control of God. If there is wood in the river, it's destiny that God wanted the wood to be stopping water from going to the river at that specific day, at that specific place. God wanted that because He planned it, and it's His own plan. That's the answer of your question.
You are begging
Yeah.
the
So
question.
the problem is,
I am not begging the question. I
yeah,
just
Is
told you
begging the
that
question. When you say
everything.
that it's
No,
God,
brother.
hold on.
Brother.
Let me explain. So the problem with that, right, is that you're giving one explanation for the creation of the universe, but I could be giving another explanation for the existence of the universe, right? How do we tell whether or not the creation of the universe was something that was naturally occurring or was something that was created? If I have an explanation for it being naturally occurring and you have an explanation for it to being created, what do we need to distinguish who is right? Right?
Okay, let's
The
talk
evidence.
about it in logic. Yeah. Let's talk about it in logic before we go into evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to your example. There is wood in the river. What
Mm-hmm.
can logically cause wood in the river? Let's say there was a very strong wind, or there
Mm-hmm.
was an earthquake, or there was, I don't know, a mountain fell off due
Mm-hmm.
to what you call
Or a
natural
tree
disaster.
fell over or something
I
like that.
already, yeah. My answer is that all of these things, the wind, the earthquake, the earth, the wood itself, it's under the control and it's submitting to God. So if God wants the wood in the specific place, it's gonna be there. You as a human, you're gonna name it a natural disaster. That's your problem. But in the reality, the answer is that God wanted that thing to be there. As example, me being here, yeah, me being here is destiny. Me talking to you today is destiny. It's my choice what I say to you. But through the circumstances that happen to my life, it's a plan from God. I choose to follow God or the devil. It's not. I cannot wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm a human. I have my choice. I'm gonna be a female. I'm gonna remove not the propaganda stuff. I'm talking about. Let's remove the Y chromosome, my DNA. I cannot do that. I cannot do that until listen to me, until I get a technology that makes it for me. It's not gonna happen from zero. Everything is planned. All the natural disasters you have are from God, are a plan. So this answers your question, I think.
Okay, so how do you know that?
All right.
So how do you know that? Like, what evidence do you have that distinguishes like?
All right.
So because we're gonna go because like you could say, oh, here's a dam that was created, even if that was a naturally occurring processes. God, it controls everything, so therefore God is the one that does. But then, like, how do you know? Like, how do you know that? Like, what evidence do you have that that your explanation is true as opposed to some other some material explanation that I could just give up?
Sure, I can give you the answer. So the answer is assuming that God created everything and everything is under His control. So whatever happens is under God's will
but you're
and
assuming.
His control. I'm not. Look, listen. Wait for the answer. If God truly created everything, then everything is His creation. It's under His control. Yeah. So the next point is to prove that God created everything. So we need to go back into God creating everything. You can't go back to the point. How did the wood go back to the river? I already answered you. Everything is creation of God. Now you need to prove who is God, what is the purpose. And coming back to the point I went into maybe 20 minutes ago, and I sent you my proof. You didn't watch it yet, by the way. I sent you the
We're
proof.
in a debate.
Listen, brother, I know. I'm just telling you that if you keep going to this debate, you're gonna ask a question, somebody's gonna answer, and then you at the end of the discussion, whether it takes days or hours of seconds, you're gonna go back to the same point. All right, prove God to me now. Prove to me that He's right, and I sent you the proof. So after the debate, I encourage you to check it out. I want the best for you. I'm not here to win the debate. I'm here to give what I
I'll watch the video,
and I'm gonna leave.
All right, man. No problem.
All right,
man.
it's 3 of them. You can watch it.
I'll watch the video on my own time, and I'll come back to you. But
Sure, that's very good. I wish you the best, bro. Now I'm
You
gonna
too,
leave.
brother.
So goodbye, guys.
That's
have a
it.
very good.
You guys are all tapped out.
Alpha Cat, I gotta.
No,
Alpha
no,
Cat,
no,
can
no.
I
I'm not
ask you a
done. I'm
question?
not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Can I just ask
This is
Alpha Cat a
probably-
question, please?
Is Alpha Cat
Okay,
even
go ahead.
here still?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Well, I guess not. Guess not.
It says that she's talking, but I can't hear her.
I just see that our mic's moving. I don't know.
Anyways, fairies, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So
Wait,
So this is
Hold on,
prob-
Ferris. Can I ask you the exact same question? Just
Sure. Go
there's
ahead.
a stick. There's branches that are blocking a
No, no,
dam.
no, 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 brother. This I'm gonna tell you
I'm just-
logically. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you. Okay. The question you're asking is like saying what's outside the universe.
No.
I asked what's outside the universe. It is, brother. It is. This is logic. You're
Yeah,
comparing
what
God
is outside the universe?
unphysical. Well, okay. Now I have a question. I have a question too that can prove that is related to the existence of a higher power or God. Can I continue?
Okay. So why are you not engaging in the question I'm asking you?
Because the question does not logically make sense when it's trying to prove the existence of God. Every single thing that
It's not.
you are
I'm not
speaking-
trying to prove the
No.
existence of God.
I mean, to not prove the existence of God, or
I'm not even
whatever.
trying to
Step
not
away.
prove the existence. I'm just asking you a question. That's it. I just want you to answer the question.
Your question, all the different events or the variables in it are material. You're gonna get a material answer. That's not what you're looking for.
Yeah,
You're
that's all
looking
I'm
for
asking you.
something
What is the
that's
material? I'm asking
No,
you.
no,
for
no.
a
But the
material answer.
question, the question
That's it.
isn't
All
about
material answer.
immaterial. Hold on. The question isn't material or immaterial, right? The question is, what do you need to distinguish between the two? And that is evidence, right? When you have two things, two explanations for an occurrence, and when you don't have the evidence for one way or another, well, how do you distinguish which explanation is correct? And that is through evidence.
You're looking at physical, and we have logical. You want physical, so you mean that your
Physical
evidence
is
you want-
also logical. Why do you guys keep using the word logic in such wrong
No.
ways? I'm not
You're saying
understanding
God
it.
is physical.
So what's
God
the
is
point?
not
What's the
physical.
point? What's the
We're
point?
not saying God is physical. That's not what we're saying.
No, brother.
Wait, so-
Let's
so
just ignore this for now.
Can
This is
you
going
just
in-
engage? Can you please just engage in the question that I ask you? No matter what you believe, I'm just asking you the question. Okay.
Go ahead.
So if you have a dam that is blocked by tree branches, can you tell me what exactly happened in that situation?
Exactly, no, but I can
How did it
give
get
you a-
there? I'm just asking you. Like,
how
give me a
to-
couple of
You can analyze. You can use logic. You can analyze.
use logic.
You
based
need
off- Why
evidence,
do you keep
right?
using a logic word like
You gotta need evidence.
You use logic like it's like a superpower.
What you need is
just asking you,
evidence.
like-
Don't need camera evidence.
Wait, hold
You
on.
don't
Wait,
need
sit
camera
it. I'm asking a question that's very pointed on purpose. Okay, I'm just asking you. So, like I said, can you explain to me what happened? Just give me an idea of what happened. What do you think happened?
I cannot say what I think happened without looking at it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you look at a dam that is blocked by branches, you see it, look at it. Can you tell me what happened for those branches to get there? Just asking that
Okay,
question.
if I see the branches have claw marks or something like that, I could say beavers did it. Okay.
Nice.
If the branch,
Mhm.
if the roots of the branch. No. I'm gonna now prove the fallacy.
Yeah,
of
keep
your
going.
argument.
Yeah, keep going. No, I'm just
Go
I'm
ahead.
asking you-
I'm just
yeah.
go ahead.
If the bottom of the trunk, if the bottom of the trunk is ripped, looks like it's ripped, then the tree fell down, right?
Mhm.
If the tree is blocking something is like cut in pieces, it could also mean that it's by a beaver, like if it sticks, right? There's many different things you can analyze to understand what it is, right? Now let me prove the faulty part of your argument, right? You use the word see. You use the word see, right? Is
Mhm.
God physical?
No.
Okay, then this is not
Wait,
unrelated.
hold
You
on.
just-
Our argument. Wait,
the
hold on.
fallacy.
My argument is specifically like, so whenever we figure something out, we have the knowledge of that thing existing, or like whatever it is. We have the knowledge of that thing existing, and then we go through and we find out the evidence of how did this get there. Essentially, is what we're asking. But if you
Yes.
can't answer how something got there, then you don't know. I don't know how it got there, but I do know it's there. That's where we're at.
Yes.
Right? We're at that situation. Right. So we're at the place where we're like, we don't know what happened, but we don't know what happened because we don't have the evidence. We don't have enough evidence, but we know that we're here though. Right. We're here, we exist. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially,
So
yeah.
okay. Now you're stating all this, but I'm not sure if I heard it incorrectly. But before all of this damn useless argument, right? Okay, I'm not saying dam as in the word dam, but like the dam of like the block of a dam.
The dam, yeah.
So Yeah, exactly. So you stated that you believe that there's something, but you don't believe it's God, right?
I don't know if it's God. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
So you're saying there is an independent being, but you don't believe it's God, right?
I don't. Yeah.
Well, we don't know if there's an
like-
independent being. We don't know if there's we don't know if there's a God at all.
Yeah, because we don't know what's beyond the reality that we live in right now.
Yeah.
Ignore
I
the
don't know.
title. Ignore the title of God. Ignore the title of God. I'm asking.
Either
do you
way,
believe there's
either way, we still don't know because we don't know what's out of the bounds of our reality.
Yeah.
It could be the fact that there. It could be the fact
you
that there
want
is
physical
actual
evidence, right?
like
Could have been the
infinite
flying
cause and
spaghetti
effect.
monster.
No,
So
the
what?
fault, he said flying spaghetti monster. He's just trying to joke around, and there's a faultiness in your argument right now. You just proved that you want to physically see God because you're saying there's no evidence, right? You need physical evidence to see God, right? You want to see God
to know that
or-
God is a correct.
Okay, and you need to understand that God is an independent being, cannot be in a physical nature, cannot be in
Do you
physical.
like? I'm just trying to help you understand that you're just making the argument for us that there is no evidence of God that we know of, but there could possibly be a God. Correct?
There
That's what
is.
you're saying.
There
If-
is evidence of God sending us a message, right? But you're looking for the evidence of God's existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying the evidence of God's existence is the books that He sent. Correct?
No,
it's
that's not
it's
what he's
the books,
saying.
that's not the books.
If I'm
I'm
not
saying his
mistaken, are
message
you saying
to
that basically God had to create the universe because nothing could have created God because God is all powerful and was always been there, but the universe hasn't always been there, so
God
something had to have
always
created it?
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but the
just- that's
problem
just the
is
point.
we don't know what happened before the Big Bang. So all we could just say, right? So for instance, like the beaver dam situation, right? You could say, oh, it was God. We could say, well, maybe time started when the Big Bang was exploded. Maybe before the Big Bang, what was there before the Big Bang was just simply always there. See, there's a material explanation that could explain what's going on. So how do we know whether or not my explanation is correct versus your explanation? The only way is through evidence.
Your explanation is not logical.
Hold on. And by the way, it is logical. Wait, hold on. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's hypothesis right now through the scientific method that we're trying to understand if we're all eventually the universe is going to crush down and condense it to one size. It's called the Big Crunch. We have evidence of that because before the Big Bang, there's a very cold spot. It was all very, very, very fucking cold, and it was all freezing. Essentially, it was all frozen. Essentially, we can see those dating when you go far out into the universe or whatever. We can see that our universe is consistently crunching. We've seen this. Okay, so what they believe is that universes are creating other universes. That's what they're believing. They're believing that we all crunch. Once we crunch, we go back to that little speck. We explode again. We crunch again. We explode again. That's essentially that's the scientific hypothesis that they're making. So it could be the fact that there's something else. There's something like there could be, there's.
But we don't know so the thing is, that's the hypothesis that explains what's going on. But we don't know 100%. We don't know. I mean, there's things that point in that direction, but we don't have 100% truth.
100%.
So we have two explanations. There's the God explanation. We have the explanation that he just explained right now. How do we get to know which one is true?
Other explanations too.
Yeah. But how do we?
Explanation
Yeah.
In a black hole. We're in a black hole. Is like.
But how do we know which one is true?
Okay, first of all, none of them denied the existence of God. That's one thing. You are just looking at the area.
No, what I'm trying to give you is multiple examples of how the universe, the Big Bang or whatever, could have started. That's all I'm trying to get to, right? It could be the fact that we just live in a black hole, and then from that black hole that we live in, there's an infinite universe that has always existed. We just don't know that. We don't have the information to find that.
So you're believing in another theory, right? You wouldn't believe in God.
I don't necessarily believe that the theory is true, but I'm saying that that's a theory.
There's things that point us in that direction, but makes us. But we don't have 100% true. We don't know.
So if it is the case that there is a universe that exists infinitely, that is.
But it's a Okay, so when you have two explanations for things, when it comes to people like us, atheists, or whatever, we look at these two explanations and we be like, okay, before we believe for a fact these two one or the other, we have to find the evidence, right? Now there's one, the other explanation that he just explained, there's things that point in that direction, but we don't have 100% proof. So we're not going to sit here and say this is what happened. What we're going to say is there's another explanation. So before we say that this explanation is true, how do we got to figure out whether or not the other explanations aren't true by looking at evidence, by figuring it out. And if there is no evidence, then we withhold our belief until there is.
Okay, so which theory do you want me to debunk really quickly? The one with the crunching, and we've been
Even if
crunching
you were to
infinitely?
debunk every other theory, you would still need evidence to prove that your theory is true.
Okay.
So we need the
first of all,
evidence.
Okay. First of all, let's look at the crunching one. Okay, we'll look at the crunching one for now. Okay. The crunching of us infinitely crunching. There's still a cause. What caused it to start to infinitely crunch? Right. First of all, infinite doesn't have a beginning, right? And that's not if infinite doesn't have a beginning logically, then we wouldn't exist, right? Would you agree?
Hold on. I don't think you understood what I said. Even if you were to debunk every single theory, the only way for us to believe that your theory is with evidence. So you could say, oh, this theory doesn't make sense because of this reason. All right, whatever. But neither does yours. So what evidence do you have to give us for us to believe your theory as opposed to another one?
Okay, I understand. So you want me just to give you another evidence, right? Can I use logic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, sure. You can use logic. It's fine.
Okay. What's good and bad?
What's good and bad?
Then what is it?
Things that
How do
we
you know if something is good? How do you know?
we kind of just think, we kind of subjectively, it's like kind of like our opinion.
So our opinion. So can our opinion later say that rape is okay?
Yes.
And what? So you're saying it's fine for our opinion to say rape is okay?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
But I'm saying that does happen, right?
Yeah,
At one time there was slavery, and one time there wasn't, right? We don't have slavery right now. Yeah, it can change. Yeah.
Wait. So you're saying wait. So how do we know if something is good and bad? That's my question. You're saying based on opinion. Right?
We don't know.
Opinion.
We don't know.
It's not objective.
No.
It's not objective, right?
Exactly. We don't believe in objective.
Morality.
Okay. Okay. What's objective? What is objective opinions then? Not opinions.
What are objective? Wait, there's things that are objective in life. We're not arguing that nothing is objective.
Yeah. Wait. I missaid. I didn't mean to say that. I meant, what about objective? Like, can there be objective laws?
Objective laws? Yeah, as in like the law of physics are objective, are pretty objective. I don't like. Yeah.
No, like objective, like laws of the land.
Laws of the land. What are you talking about?
No, because the thing is, every country has its own laws, so there's no like objective like right or wrong law.
So wait a minute. So you're saying there is no morality in this world?
We're saying there's no objective morality.
Yeah.
Where there is morality, people have opinions on whether or not something is right or wrong. We believe that. We're just saying that at the end of the day, it's just opinions, and we kind of just, and how we got to the morality that we have today has sort of been through hundreds of thousands of years of trial and error, and we kind of learned that this way is sort of the best way to live. Not killing each other, not enslaving each other. But for thousands of years before we believed that, people did those things and thought it was okay.
Okay. So if the subjective morality of like maybe 100 years later, right? If they say rape is okay, would you believe rape is okay?
It's not. Well, I would say no. I would say
you
no.
would say no.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think rape is wrong.
Why is it wrong though? Why?
The reason why
Do I have
it's
to
wrong
explain?
is because it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
The utility of rape. There's no utility of rape essentially.
You're violating a person's consent, basically.
It's autonomy.
And their autonomy. Yeah.
Okay. What about incest?
Well, I don't. That's a harder argument. That's like a way harder argument. Philosophically, I'm probably not against incest necessarily, but I don't know what you mean.
I just don't. Probably, I would be against them having kids because there's like a high chance of them being those kids coming out retarded.
That's not even necessarily true, but
is that not true?
No, it's like the third generation of like incest, but like incest is a harder thing. But the reason why incest is illegal is because people literally will like have sex with each other, have children over and over and over again, and do that
Yeah.
thing. That's why it's illegal. But
Yeah.
philosophically, I'm
I
probably
thought,
going
I
to
thought,
wait,
it was,
you're
do
I
it.
stating
thought it
that
was because like you get illnesses, so it became like you're not allowed to do that in a lot of countries because they realized like a long time ago, like we don't want
Inbreeding.
Yeah,
like
people just kept doing
deformed
it. Yeah,
babies
yeah,
or
people
whatever.
just kept doing it. Yeah,
Mhm.
people just kept doing it, and then their babies would have like a bunch of birth defects. They could also die in some points, which we would argue that that's pretty bad. So
Yeah, so they were
I don't
just
know.
told to stop doing that. They're like, yeah, stop
Yeah.
fucking your sister.
Yeah.
okay.
Philosophically,
okay,
it's
so
a
you're-
neutral action.
That's why I said like probably don't let them have kids. Because that's like cruel and
Okay,
unusual punishment on the child.
So there
Yo,
is
guys,
objective
I don't want to
morality.
interrupt.
You
I
agree?
don't want to
No.
interrupt there, but
Isn't
I'm just gonna
objective morality? No, but there's subjective
agreed.
morality in the question.
just want to make a
How
point
did I
real quick.
disagree?
Yeah, Ray, go ahead. Go ahead.
Next time, I did this a bit too late, man, because I was working on it while you guys were debating. But
Mhm.
whenever like there's a bigger group of people with debating, might as well just use this like what I'm showing right now. You know, we're like
Yeah.
we'll do teams. We'll do teams just before we start the debate and say who's for the argument and who's against it, so that at least we can stay to the debate topic.
Mhm.
You know, start talking about other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because while the first team will have, I don't know, 5 minutes to make the argumentative, everyone can speak at that time in that team. The other team will have the time to listen and think of an argumentative on their side for like another 5 minutes. And
I think
vice versa.
like we should probably have it so that like everybody has like 2-minute beginning arguments, and then we kind of have like after we state our argument what side we're on, and then after that we kind of like have like a crossfire, but have it more formalized. You know what I'm saying? Not like simply
wanted
like
to do that
everybody yelling
now.
at each other. Mhm.
I wanted to do that now, and I wanted to let all you guys like get your points across, see what everyone's feeling, who's on what side.
Yeah.
And then like I was gonna come up and bring this up in it, but a lot of
Oh,
people
and
left,
next
I guess,
debate,
they got a bit
if we
emotional.
could, any person that says we shouldn't be having this debate, why are we talking about this? There's
They
no
don't need
way.
to be
There's
there.
no way that I can prove this to you. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Kick him out. All right.
Yeah, they're not there to argue. They don't
Yeah.
have, they don't have any
Yeah, but
points to make. There's
yeah,
no point
what-
in being there, innit?
That's
so
annoying.
what? Yeah. So what was the objective morality that we just gave you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the objective morality. First, let me state it to you. So you said that anything that harms is wrong and evil, right?
Yeah, that's what we believe. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you know it's evil though?
How do I know it's because it's harming people?
Yeah. Well,
And there's
it
demonstrable
isn't.
evidence of harm.
Oh,
is
if I could explain, see the we get to our
Well,
points, we get to our ideas because we want people to not be harmed and like to be able to live their life and not be harmed. And we've gotten to that conclusion not because we think it's right or wrong subjectively. We think it's right because generally we've seen that nations that allow for private property rights, that allow for people to live their lives and not, those countries that allow for that live better and generally have better outcomes in general. So it's more or less like the outcomes that we have from these things that we do. It isn't simply like, oh, I just think it's right or wrong.
Wait. So you just think it's right or wrong. So how come everyone believes that there's evil? How do we know something? Like you still did not answer my question though.
Mhm.
How do we know something is evil?
Because it just has to do with how do we?
It
know
depends on
something
what
is
they
evil?
believe. It depends on what they
Because
believe is evil.
What we're arguing because the word evil just implies bad, and we usually think that harm is bad. That's what we think, and we argue that it's evil. You could take that word away if you want to. You could just say bad or harmful. We could use the word harmful if you want to. How do we know that everybody knows something is harmful?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're gonna ask?
No, you know what? Actually, there's a fault in this argument. Just give me a second. I know someone who's here. He's actually willing to debate you, and he's actually, in my opinion, a genius, and he knows what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
bring him in. But hold on, I'm gonna use the
Cheers.
restroom. All right, give me 1 minute.
I'll let you, I'll
All
let you debate this nice guy. I'm done debating. These guys
All
are
right, just give me
fucking
1 minute.
Tired of.
I'll give me 1 minute.
Sorry, wait. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm literally just talking about Wolfie. Like it's so fucking weird. Like I don't understand it.
All
Like
right.
dog,
well,
I don't even talk to the guy. I literally considered like retiring from like even having conversations with people because of this guy. This guy's fucking crazy.
All right,
But sure,
Camel.
it's whatever.
Since he's gone, can I ask you some questions now?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. What are morals atheistically?
Atheistically, what are morals?
Yes. What is your source of it?
Process by which we value or like how we understand what harm and or essentially it's just happiness
All
and
right,
sadness or
let's
harm.
say somebody understand that raping people is okay.
Mhm.
How do you stop him atheistically?
Atheistically, how do you stop him? We throw him in jail
How,
if it goes against our
I mean,
society.
okay, he's the president of your country. How are you gonna prove it to him outside
Well,
of force?
All
You're
right, my
talking about
we have.
brothers.
force. I'm talking about what else.
All
Yeah.
right,
By the way,
so
a president isn't like invulnerable in his.
But you understand my point. Like, how do you
I
stop
don't
him?
understand your point.
All right,
all
what
right, I'm
harm
sorry. What's the
to
argument
people?
he's making?
I just
Yeah.
said. Well, I just told you what
You
morals
did
are
not.
atheistically.
All right. Well, let's ask King, bro.
I just
I don't
did.
think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
think you're keeping up.
Wait.
What's-
Hold on. No. Wait. Hold on. Stop. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah?
No, I know
We're
that's
not doing what?
annoying because you do this every time. Okay, so even in the debate before, like I said,
I
you
have
did
a
this
question.
before when
I
you
have a question.
automatically hold on because you were like when we prove God by perfection. Then I asked you about perfection. We went through it, and then after you went to sit this, and then you labeled perfection as one of your things when we literally didn't even finish our conversation. So if you want to finish our conversation, then we can. You asked me what morals were. I told you that. You said,
All right.
"How can we stop somebody from raping?" I said, "We throw them in jail." You said, "How do we stop a president from raping?" I said, "There's processes by which our government works where we can indict our presidents." Well, I
So
don't-
the government
what are you
itself
saying?
is with
Impeach.
rape. What are you gonna do about it? No,
If the
let's
government
say the
itself is with
government.
rape,
What
we can't do
there's
anything
nothing
about
we
it.
can do
It's
about
impossible
it.
to do anything about it.
But it's the processes that they will do
So
that.
Yeah, you can't do
atheistically-
anything about it.
Sorry.
You as an
So
individual.
if the government, so if your government says that it's illegal to rape and you're not allowed to say something else, atheistically, you have no morals to stand up.
Well, you
Yeah?
can have morals. You can disagree
You
with
go-
them.
Yeah, you could
morally.
disagree.
You can disagree, but you can't.
You go to
can't
jail.
like.
You go to jail.
you-
They
yeah,
name you a
you-
criminal. What stops
Yes.
them from naming you a criminal?
There's nothing that stops them if that's what their
So,
morality
so,
says is
so
good.
you're,
That's
so
why
you
we
think
need
that's
the
right?
Second Amendment.
Wait, hold on, wait, stop. Even with the Quran or religion, it's the same way. Evil people are going
No,
to be
it's
evil.
not. Don't talk about Quran, please. It's not.
What?
Don't talk
I'm
about Quran.
I'm not
until you
saying that I
understand
know
it.
about the Quran. I'm just saying that even with all of these religions existing, there are still going to be human beings that don't believe in your God and are going to do things that are against your God. Correct or
Yeah.
no? I'm just asking you. Okay, so what I'm just not understanding what you're saying because there could be bad actors and there could be good actors. I don't understand your point.
Okay.
I'm not getting this.
All right. I'm gonna make it even more simple for you. What as an atheist, what do you go
Yes.
by? Science or what? You tell me.
I go by a lot of different things. There's an assortment of things. So
Name one of them. If there is a lot, you can at least name one of them.
to a law? What are you asking me?
No. If there is a lot of things you can go by, you can at least name one of them. It should be
Go by
easy.
for what? Go by for what?
What do you go by? How do you live? What is your system
What?
of living? What is right and what's wrong? How do you
Oh,
determine?
what? Yeah, like how do I determine from what's right or wrong? Is like
Yeah, you tell me.
for me, like happiness is the most important thing with the least amount of harms in the society that I live in or whatever I do.
I'm
That's essentially
happy.
how I live.
I'm happy with killing people. How do you respond to me
Okay.
logically outside of jail? You tell me. You said
How do I
feelings.
respond to that logically?
Listen, you said emotions. I said that
Yes.
I am happy to kill people emotionally. The thing you use, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna
Mhm.
kill people. I'm happy with it. How do you stop me with your emotion? Don't
How
talk
do I
about
stop?
jail. I'm talking about emotions. Yeah, how do you
I
stop
can't
me? Some
stop you
people
with
are
I
happy with
can't
killing
stop you
people.
with my emotions, but my emotions can lead to certain actions.
So you have a fallacy here. You cannot stop people from doing whatever they want. You cannot stop
Through your
logically a war.
emotions. No.
If you go by emotions, you cannot stop wars. I'm happy with killing people. I'm gonna go
No.
kill people. How are you gonna
You
convince me?
can't.
Convince me. Go ahead. I'm gonna go
If
into
you're
a table.
happy
Listen,
wait, you can't wait, hold
I'm
on. You
gonna go
can't
into a
argue.
table.
Wait, but that
you
doesn't
can't
that
put a-
prove that there
You can't
isn't?
put an
I'm
arm.
not-
Stop. Hold on. You can't put my arm behind my back by saying that you can't stop somebody with their happiness. Well, you have to make the argument that killing
Sorry.
somebody, you can't do that because you're happy with it. You can't do that
Sorry,
either.
please.
You can't put a
Don't
hand behind
interrupt.
my back and say that I can't make an action because of an emotion.
Don't interrupt.
And they
Please, don't
can. What do you mean?
Brother,
Also,
Brother,
if
don't-
somebody is happy
one-
to kill somebody, doesn't
one
that
second.
prove that morality is subjective?
Brother, can I just
Because
can I
if we
finish
both
my
can have
line?
a different opinion
I'm
on
not
morality,
listen,
you
I'm
know.
gonna say something. I'm not getting my chance of completing my line. You're cutting me off. So please don't do that.
We're waiting.
I asked you, what do you go by in your morals? You said happiness and emotions. I said,
Mhm.
okay, I'm a serial killer. I'm willing to go into conversation with you I am happy with killing people. Convince me that with happiness I cannot kill people. I'm gonna stand down. I'm gonna speak to you. Okay, convince me now. I'm logical. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Just convince me with your emotion. Yeah.
Convince you with my emotion?
You said you go by emotions, so convince me
Yes.
by emotions that killing
What's the
people is wrong.
point? What's the point?
Because the amount of harm that you are raising to our society is outweighing the amount of happiness you're getting from killing those people.
I don't care, bro. I go by emotions. I'm an atheist. I don't care about society. Convince me that
Hey,
it's
if you
better.
don't care about our society, then you don't belong in our society. You can go somewhere else and
Sure,
murder people. That's fine.
sure. So you're going about force now. You're not being logical. You're gonna let's put him in jail. No, convince me emotionally. You're
Wait,
an atheist.
I don't.
Be
Wait, hold on, stop. I don't.
logical.
You're not arguing in good faith. The reason why I'm saying that is because you are putting. So what you're saying is you are not allowed to convince me with your actions. You're only allowed to convince me with your emotions. So
No.
you're in. What,
Yeah,
then
sure,
what are
go
you
ahead.
saying if I can't?
Yeah,
So
go
you're
ahead, go ahead.
incapacitating my ability to make actions, to do actions. Yeah, that's what you're doing in this argument. But now you're saying that another person can do actions that are bringing them happiness. So why is it that for me, I can't do actions that make me happy and they can? What I would say is that if it was an actual good argument, you'll be like, hey, how would you stop somebody in a society to do this? I'd be like, we would have systems where those people would become undesirables in our society, and we should show them how this would work, this would work, this would work for them to exist in our society. That's
Sorry.
how it
You're
worked for me.
You're dodging the question with all due respect. You
Okay,
said
so-
yourself. You said yourself. You go by emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Convince me with emotions, not with your society. Okay, convince me with emotions.
But we're not going by emotions.
Not your society. He said.
I'm going
emotions.
by, yeah,
He
I'm
said
going by
that.
like happiness.
What is
The
harmony.
better.
happiness?
We're
What
going
is
by
happiness?
like what has the best outcome in general.
That's
Which
being
is usually-
objective. That's not emotions. So
That's-
that's besides the point. He said emotions. So now you're gonna change your belief next to me. You said.
Wait,
you said
hold on. I'm
happiness.
not doing that. Hold on. We're two different
You're not
arguments.
doing what? You tell me.
I'm not doing that. We're two different people arguing with you.
All right. Let's go just only by Camille King. I'm sorry. Just go by him, okay? I think
Okay,
he doesn't
what do
believe
you
that
have a
because he
point?
told
Do
me
you
that.
have a point?
Let him speak. Let him speak. I'm just being with him logically. So
Okay,
convince
so-
me with happiness that I cannot kill people because I'm happy with it. Yeah, convince me. Go ahead.
Convince you with happiness?
Yes, I'm gonna kill you if you don't kill. Let's say, as example, I'm gonna kill. I'm an atheist like you. I am happy to kill with people. I'm gonna kill you or kill anybody unless you convince me. I'm willing to go into the table, talk about your belief, and try to convince me logically outside of power because that's being dictatorship. That's not logical. Convince me with power that I cannot kill people because I'm
dictator-
happy with it. With happiness, only with happiness. Don't dodge it.
I
Tell me.
can't prove that to you. What do you mean?
Ah, you
I can't
can't
like
now.
What
you
kind of
can't.
question
No.
is that?
what kind of
He
question
said it
is that?
himself. He
What are
said
you
it
trying
You're
to prove?
destroying. You're
What is your
literally like I
point?
said. You're giving me an argument where I have both of my hands behind my back. What are you even saying?
What are we
like
supposed
you're
to
saying
do?
that
Argue,
convince me with happiness. Convince me with happiness that like what do you like?
I don't
I
go
couldn't
by
convince you with
happiness. You
happiness. It
go
would
by
be-
it. What
yeah,
did
I
you
go by yeah. So okay, so essentially it'll be more of like how much happiness are you getting and how much harm are you causing? And could your
All right, now
happiness
you added
be-
harm. 1 second. You told me you go by a lot of things. I said name me at least one of them. A
Huh?
lot of things meaning that every single one of them is right. Or is it a combination? If it's a combination, tell me
it would
from
be
the
a
beginning.
it'll
You
be a
named me.
combination of
Yeah. At first, you named me only happiness, and I told you that with
Uh-huh.
happiness, I'm a serial killer. Convince me with your with happiness, logically, not with power. Logically,
We
that I
can't
cannot
convince you
kill
with
people.
happiness. You can
I
only.
can't convince
No, you
you
can't.
with
So
happiness.
it's not happiness. So name me your true belief, bro.
What do you
Name
mean?
me-
So it's
We
not
did.
happiness.
Well, listen.
Well,
I get what he's
no.
trying to say.
Yeah.
What we're trying to say is
I
that
don't.
we're-
I'm not understanding
listen to
at
me.
all.
Listen to me. We're not saying that we come to our beliefs or our morality through happiness. I guess that you probably heard that from him, but what we're saying,
Yeah.
what I'm saying generally, and this is where I come to my morality, is better outcomes for like society and individuals. So, for instance, if you were to ask me, why do you think it's wrong for somebody to murder another person? I would say it's not wrong because you're violating that other person's bodily autonomy. And if we allow people to violate other people's bodily autonomy by stabbing other people, well, then we're just going to have a free-for-all of people just killing each other, and then we're going to be worse off. So by not allowing people to kill each other, we're allowing people to sort of live safely and live the way that they want to, because in general it's better that way. It isn't simply like, oh,
I
I'm
agree with
happy
that as well.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
my argument too.
And so it isn't simply like, oh, we're doing this because we want to make people happy. No, we're doing it because as a society we're better off doing that.
That's what that
So-
means, though. I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying. That's
So
literally what
your
that means.
point
Okay.
as an atheist
Yes.
is to go by society.
Well, generally, yeah, because we
Yes.
live with each other, so we have
Yeah,
no
we
choice.
live with each other. We have to be able to. Yeah,
That's
we have
very
to like.
good. Now I am with society. Tell me what should I do in my life?
You're
What
in my
kind of
society. What should you do in
No,
your
no,
life?
no, no, no. I believe,
Bro, what are
say
these
hypothetically, I
questions?
believe like
You're-
listen. A belief is a way of life. You're
Yes.
saying that you go by society. All right. So you go by society. You tell me how it works and what should I do as someone who believes in society like you. Now explain it to me so I can ask you questions I need to know about. Okay.
Are you?
It's not about me debating anymore.
So,
Tell me,
well,
what is this
first off, I
society?
wouldn't want you killing anyone.
No. Wait, 1 second. It's not about examples. Tell me in basic logic. What is society? Who rules it? How do we make the rules? Okay, as example. And how do we live together as a society? Now you said you believe in society. Now explain it to me. It should be easy. You believe in it. You think about it every single day. Come on, you can do
Okay,
this.
so what you want an explanation as to how I would build a society? That's
No,
you're
what
asking
is
me.
society? What is it? I don't know it. I just
It's a
started
group of
believing it.
people interacting with each other,
Living in a country.
About interactions.
living in
No,
anywhere.
no.
Anywhere, yeah.
Society could be anywhere.
All right, so we just interact with each other. That's what we do.
Yes.
My
Uh-huh.
entire life is interacting with people.
Well,
Yes.
yes, bro.
What is the? All right, good.
Unless you live in the
What the-
in the
no.
woods.
Wait,
Can you go a bit more in depth about it? I'm trying to understand you even.
What don't you understand?
What
Do
do
you
you
not
mean-
live
what
in
do you mean?
society? Do you not live in society? Are you a
No,
robot?
no,
Are you a
listen.
guy that lives in a basement that doesn't go outside? You understand?
yeah.
You know,
if you
like you
live,
know what we're
if you live,
talking
like,
about,
in the
bro.
woods of Greenland, then you're probably not in a society because you
Yeah.
have nobody else around you.
No. You said you believe in society. I'm telling you, explain me.
What does that
society.
mean?
It's-
What do you
Believe in
mean?
society? What does that
You
even
go by
mean?
society. Sorry, you go by society.
Go by society for what? My
What are you
morality?
talking
As an
about?
atheist, you said that's an atheist. You go by society.
You're not
Go by society
understanding.
for what?
What are you talking? That's not what we're
What
saying.
does that mean? You go by. That's like saying you have a
Listen,
car. What is
I'm
like?
gonna-
What
I'm
do you
gonna
mean?
ask someone
What are you
else.
saying?
Faris, wait. Faris, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. What can you give a summarized version about our conversation so far? Is my questions clear to them, or what do you think is happening? Because they told me they believe they're atheists. I said, what do you go by about what's right or what's not? He said happiness, then the
Okay.
other said not. Then he told me society.
No, wait.
is what you go by.
Stop.
Brother,
No, I
he's
said
gonna talk
you.
after.
Wait,
Wait. He's a
That's
witness.
not what we're
You're
not what we're
strawmanning the fuck out of me
saying.
right
But
now.
that's not what we're
You're
saying.
strawmanning the
One
fuck out of me.
second.
Wait.
One
Hold on.
second.
What
No,
you
1
asked
second.
me?
Don't cut
What
me.
you?
No, don't cut me
Wait,
off.
stop. No, you can't
Don't
misrepresent
cut
my
me
argument.
off.
Ray,
Camille.
Let's
Please.
ask the moderator. Let's ask the
Okay,
moderator. Let's ask the
Camille.
moderator.
Camille.
Don't cut me off, please.
We can just ask the moderator if you want to.
I asked simple questions. What do you go by, right or wrong? We've been going back and forth. Let's ask Faris. What does he think? He's been a witness. He's been listening for like 20
Okay,
minutes.
Ferris. What do you
You
think,
can
bro?
ask someone else. What do you think?
You want me?
What do you think?
You want me to answer what I go by, right and wrong?
No. What has happened between us two? We've been talking about right and wrong. He said happiness. Now it's society, and then he said interactions. I want to go even more in depth, but you're a witness. You tell me. How do you think they responded? Do you think they're honest or they're on point, or what do you think? You're a witness.
I mean, it's going in circles.
Exactly. Now,
Circles. What?
now, yeah.
You're not
We haven't even
understanding
got
what
to
we're
the end of the
saying. You're
circle
not
yet.
understanding what
All
we're
right.
saying.
All right. This is the
Wait.
third time
How
we're
about this? You tell us
Okay,
what
you
our
go.
argument is. What are we arguing? What are we arguing?
All right.
Me?
This is the
I'm
third
just
time
asking
I'm
this
doing
now.
this.
No,
Listen,
Nas.
Nas,
This is-
what are we arguing?
What are we
all right,
arguing?
Okay. This is the third time I'm gonna ask this. By the way, what do you go by as an atheist?
I'm just
Right
asking
and-
you. I'm
Sure,
asking
I'm
you.
asking.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm answering you. You said what's your question? I'm saying it. All right.
No, I didn't say
I
what's your
said you
question.
as an
I said
atheist.
what is our argument?
Camille.
That's all I'm saying. What is our
You don't
argument?
even know the argument, dude. Oh my god. Okay, let's repeat. It's
What
going
is?
in
What do you
circles.
think
Let's
we're
repeat.
trying to argue?
What,
As an
what do you
atheist.
think we're arguing?
Sure.
What do you think we're saying?
Sure. You don't even know, but okay, I will tell you what we're
How,
talking about.
how do I? I'm asking you
Camille,
the question.
Camille, just let him answer.
All right. I'm gonna repeat my question for the third time because I didn't ask it once, it's twice. What, as an atheist, what do you go by as what's right and what's wrong? What's wrong as an atheist? You tell me. Stop going in circles, please. I think it's
What
clear
a
now. It's
circle.
the
What are
third
we
time.
going to?
It's the third time. What do you go by as wrong or right? Make yourself clear, please. I'm trying to understand.
I said
your point.
I'm gonna make my point again. It's from
Sure.
multiple things.
Name them. I don't care, bro. You tell me what do you think is right or wrong.
There's
You have 5
happiness,
hours to talk.
happiness,
Okay?
empathy,
Happiness,
sadness,
sadness,
societal belief,
societal. What is
a
that?
collection of
outcomes.
essentially a collection of those things.
All right. Can you explain them one by one so that any simple human being can actually understand you and go by your rules? Because if you cannot explain them, you cannot put them in work. Explain them.
So okay, so
I'm not sure how any of
happiness
this
and
proves
sadness, you want me to
God.
explain what that is?
It's not about God. I'm talking about
It's
your
not about
belief.
God, we're just talking about morality. Okay, so you're
Yeah,
asking
that's
me, so specifically name each thing that I said. Empathy, happiness, like you want me to explain all those things and how they work together.
What are these and what do they make for right or wrong? How
So-
should I use them? Okay, you tell me now.
Because I think that majority of people in the world want to be happy. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. That's what we're slaves to feelings. That's what we do, right? Even when it comes to like feeling bad, when we feel bad, we only feel bad in order to feel more good. Correct? So like when you go work a job that you hate, the reason why you're working a job that you hate is because the money that you're getting after that job is very, 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 it makes you very, very happy because you can spend a lot of money. Essentially that's what people do. We have gratifying things that happen in our society, or we get happy. So certain things happen that be like short term, long term, whatever. And people usually want to feel that. That's what people want.
Is that both your point, you and Mr. King?
And we empathize.
My name
Wait,
is
hold on.
Sithis.
You told me to explain it one by one, one by one.
Oh,
So
I
with
thought you were
empathy,
done. Sorry.
so with
Yeah,
empathy, we empathize with each other, and we see, hey, how can I make you happy and make me happy at the same time without making us too sad? Right? There's certain trade-offs that we can get for how we get happy. That's what we do too. That's our empathetic thing. Do you want me to give you an example of that? How we trade goods with each other? Or I trade my labor with a CEO of a company? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm going to keep explaining it. I trade my labor
the reason
with the CEO where he gets happiness in return for my happiness.
Yeah.
Boom. And then we make a society based off of those things.
Well,
That's
the
very good.
reason.
What about you, King?
I say that we base our society off of the best outcomes for every individual, for the individual. So generally, like we like I said earlier, we don't allow people to kill people because we allow people, just one person to kill another person, then other people will feel emboldened, kill other people, and then we're gonna have less people around because people are killing other people. So the best outcome is to just not allow people to kill people and let people live the way they want to live.
All right. I understand. So you know what you just did, Mr. Kamil? You just told me you're a slave of your emotions.
Yes.
Of your feelings.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not an atheist then. You're not.
I guess we're not an
atheist.
atheist, man. We're not atheists then, man. We're not atheists. All right.
You're
By the way,
non-atheist.
this is.
You know what we
By
call
the way,
this?
every human
We
being
call
is a slave to their emotions.
Do you have an
No,
argument,
brother,
Nos? Do you have any arguments against what I just said?
Yeah, of course. You go by feelings.
How does that
very
make me?
good.
I've never said
How does that
anything
make
about
me-
feelings.
Yes,
Nos.
Please just
Alright.
tell me, how does that make me not an atheist? Please just
Alright,
finish the
alright.
conversation. What is your point?
Our point is to debate.
How am I not an atheist because of that?
Our point is not. No. I told you that you're an atheist. You're sorry. You're an atheist. You go by your emotions, your feelings. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Well, not
Okay.
necessarily. An
Let's
atheist,
go on
but-
from now. Forget about me telling you you're not an atheist.
What
okay?
the fuck? I did not
Forget-
just go down a 30 fucking minute rabbit hole with you, nigga,
forget
for you to
about it.
tell me to leave it.
No. Let's
Alright, you
let's
got
just
it,
talk
All
about
right.
something else first.
All right.
Let's talk about something else first. All right.
Do you have any
So you
arguments?
just said you believe in your.
All right. I don't really
I'm
have much
asking-
time
yeah,
left,
yeah.
man. I don't have much time left. So
Listen, I'm gonna make it simple. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to make it simple. So you go by emotions, your feelings.
I'm not going by emotions. I'm not
He
going
said
by
I'm a
emotions.
slave.
He
Right,
left.
you're an
He said he left.
What is he? Is he a slave of his feelings, or
I
is
don't
he
know.
an atheist who doesn't
Every
believe in
human
anything?
being is a slave to their feelings. That is every single human being in
No,
this
there's
world.
people who
Yes.
believe in God. Thank you. Not everybody.
You still have feelings no matter whether you believe in God or not. Your
Having
brain still goes to the
feelings.
processes.
No, no,
Your
no, no,
brain,
no,
your
no, no.
brain still goes to the processes, which
Brother,
dopamine,
don't-
oxytocin,
no,
whether
no,
that be
no,
any of that.
No,
You
no,
still
no, no,
have that
no.
brain chemistry.
Let me
No,
go.
no,
Let me
no,
tell you
no,
something.
no.
Tell you something. Let me tell you something. I don't go by my emotions.
Does
I have
anybody
my
else want to
emotions.
come in here and make any good arguments? Like, this
Yeah,
What are you
absolutely.
saying?
This is
How do
making
you
my
not
brain
go by your
rot.
emotions?
All right, can I answer now?
No, I want you to give a good argument.
What is
No,
wrong
keep
with my
going.
point?
How do you not go by your
You're not
emotions
making
as a
any
human
points.
being?
All right,
How
let
do
me
you
tell
not
you
do
this.
that? You
Let
tell
me
me
tell
what
you
you
this.
can do.
Okay,
That makes you a
okay.
god.
Me being a slave of my emotions, meaning that whatever I feel, I'm gonna do. Yeah.
No, no, no. It
Well,
just
what is,
means that
bro? You need a
a slave
dictionary.
to
I'm
your
sorry.
emotions just means that you're always going to have a feeling about something. Always, no matter what you do, you can't run away from emotions. No matter what, you can't run away from them. Whether that be your
You don't go
mom
by
beats
them.
the
You
shit
don't
out
have
of
to
you.
go by them.
You don't. True, I agree.
All
I
right.
totally agree.
So
You
let
don't
me
have to go
ask
by
you
them.
this: why did you tell me that you're a slave of your feelings, and then you don't go by them? So your feelings are your god, and you're not following your god. Yeah. If you're a slave of your emotions, you tell me.
Sometimes I follow my emotions, but sometimes I don't.
So
But
you're not a slave of your emotions.
stop talking. Either way, I'm a slave to my emotions because I have to feel them. There's nothing I do
This
where I
debate
can't
is like
feel a
so
single
stupid,
emotion.
bro.
You know what
What are you
slave means?
doing?
You know what slave means?
What do you guys?
You need a
What is that?
dictionary.
What is the overall point that you're trying to make? Like,
He said, "I'm a slave of my feelings."
but what
I
are your?
said, "Do you know what slave of my emotions mean?" And he's refusing to answer now.
But what is your point? What is your point?
I am asking you about what's right and wrong. You said I go by feelings. I'm a slave of my feelings. So whatever you. So
what
in
is
the
your point?
dictionary, and I'm telling you my point. Sorry. So in the dictionary, if you're a slave of your feelings, then you do whatever you feel. You don't have something else. You're a slave of your feelings. If you don't do that, you're not a slave of your feelings. Please
Okay, all right.
describe
Okay,
your
okay,
belief.
so
All right,
I'm
I'm no
not.
offense,
So
but
I'm.
all right, all right,
wait,
guys,
stop,
I'm
stop.
done. All right, I'm
I'm
good,
not.
guys.
So for me, okay. So for me, I didn't mean.
Jesus, man. Ay, ay, ay. Wait, I didn't mean to leave the whole debate.
What's right and what's wrong if you don't go by them in the first place. Just
I
go.
do, but there's certain situations where I don't. There's
You have-
certain situations because what do you mean?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I have empathy. So essentially, I would be happy. I wouldn't mind if somebody like
I'm gonna just leave. If you guys enjoyed that debate, be sure to drop a like. If not, don't. You know, it is what it is. God, that was a really toxic ass fucking debate. It is what it is. See you guys all next time. I'm gonna stream later. I'm gonna be streaming some. I'm gonna be reacting to some videos, so check me out then. Have a good night, guys.